Onto the field. A crowd of about 13 for this ball game this evening. McKinley, one blemish on their record. St. Ignatius has two, but you can throw all that out the window right now. Now, you make a good point. I think we should move the St. Ignatius team down to the Cincinnati Columbus area.
Yeah.
Then we can, and the team of the Northeast can play them in the championship game, but that's not the way it's set up.
Well, you know, when I coached my state title team back 20-some years ago, we met Cincinnati Moeller in the semis. They took us south instead of playing the northern team, and we wound up playing the toughest team in the semis instead of in the final. And sometimes none of this stuff makes sense. Strength of schedule doesn't seem to have much to do with it. It's more how many dollars you can make at the gate. And that's what's happening.
Unfortunately so. Both teams are on the field. There's a good shot at some of the crowd that has gathered here tonight. And again, an outstanding crowd has gathered. And I'm sure folks are still lined up out on the parking lot trying to get in this place. Stadium capacity at Dick Stadium, a little bit over 30,000. The Bulldogs will start the ball game with the football. Ignatius will go kicking right to left. Back deep for the Pups. You've got three deep: Tyler Everett, Marcus Quincy, and Mike Doss. Round two this year for these two teams, Ignatius and Canton McKinley, and we're glad you could join us. So settle in and enjoy what should be a fantastic ball game. Kick is in the air. It is deep. It is in and out of the end zone. And the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. 7 yards deep in the end zone on the kick. Nice boot.
And McKinley will take over and begin play 1st and 10.
Offensively for the Bulldogs, we're going to see McDaniels, Brosnahan, and Doss in the backfield. Friedman and Hooks at the wideouts. Miller at tight end. Up front, Smith, Bush, Hall, Walker, and Singleton.
I believe Shipley is going to get the start tonight in place of Lamont Singleton at the tackle spot. Lamont still suffering from a stinger he got a couple of weeks ago, and Shipley will get most of the work tonight. McKinley 1st and 10 from their own 20. And before we get started, we've got laundering on the field as evidently either encroachment or procedure.
I think McKinley jumped. They were in an unbalanced slot to the field out here to the right. Start the game in the unbalanced line.
So McKinley with their first penalty of the evening, and they will start 1st and 15.
Now this is going to be a balance set. They got the split end to the left.
High backfield behind the senior quarterback Ben McDaniels, and looks like Ben is changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He'll give to Doss to the 21 and maybe to the 22-yard line.
Defensively for St. Ignatius, got Bowman, Mack, Smith, and Massey at front four. Rauscher, Vanderoer, Costello at the linebackers, Gonzalez, Boyaji, Hackeman, and Chandler in the secondary.
Gonzalez, very speedy at the defensive side of the football, also runs the ball, but he will not start offensively tonight. We talked to Coach Chuck Kyle before the ball game. 2nd down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Again from an I, it's McDaniels, and it's incomplete, and he was trying to hit Andre Hooks, and lots of congestion in a small amount of area, and almost an interception.
Well, it was a good call. The first down, last play, they had the corners on the line of scrimmage playing man-to-man. This time they were off about 7 yards and tried to run the outcut. But what happened is the outside linebacker on that side went hard to the flat and got in the passing lane. At that point, he had no place to throw it.
So the Bulldogs with a 3rd and 8 from their own 22. We are just underway here in the first quarter from Dick Stadium at Kent State University. The Pups again from an I. McDaniels with plenty of time. Throws it deep down the left. It is caught by Andre Hooks all the way down to the St. Ignatius 35.
Well, McDaniels bought some time. They were in man-to-man that time with a free safety. They had both corners in man-to-man. They had the strong safety man-to-man on the tight end. Hooks ran a corner pattern, and Ben McDaniels bought some time by scrambling out of the pocket and got the ball to him.
39 yards on that hookup for Ben McDaniels to the outstanding wide receiver Andre Hooks. And the Bulldogs with the first big offensive play of the night. It will go from the Wildcats 39. Again, it's Doss plunging close to the 36. The McKinley offensive line, it is going to be very important for them to give McDaniels time this evening, because Ignatius, as we've seen in the past, they can put heavy pressure on you. But it seems like the last 2-3 weeks, and we've seen just about all their ball games since that point, they're giving Ben more time to throw and letting him look off 2 to 3 receivers downfield.
Well, and they're coupling that with a 3-step drop passing game, which discourages blitzes because you get the ball off before they can get to you.
And that all started against Jackson.
Yes.
McDaniels will pitch to Doss. And the Ohio State-bound senior is inside the 35 and close to the 34-yard line. Right now it's time to give you the Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge phrase that pays. Win $25 worth of service or a free lube and oil change from the folks at Remlinger. Listen to 1480 WHBC Monday morning at 8:15 when Tony and Pam ask for the phrase that pays. If you're the correct caller with our phrase that pays, we'll make you a winner for Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge at 1480 WHBC. 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. McDaniels to Friedman. Inside the 10 and down to the Ignatius 9. That is good for a 1st and goal. McKinley, and another hookup from McDaniels. This time it's to the wide out Friedman.
Well, Friedman lined up in a slot to the wide side of the field. And Ignatius had a screw up on the coverage because the halfback on that side, I thought they were in 3-deep zone. He followed the split in and on a post cut. Friedman went to the flat and turned up the sideline, and nobody was there. Completed it for a big gain.
So the Bulldogs moving it in the air against this Wildcat pass defense. Friedman is split to the right, and again the Bulldogs will go in an I. Pass in the end zone for Andre Hooks is incomplete. Andre may be hoping for a little defensive holding on Boyaji, but that will go for not 2nd down and goal.
Trying to step back and throw the fade to Hooks on that left side. He's got good height and good speed. The ball wasn't really thrown high enough for it to really be a great football play, though. He's trying to get the diving catch in the corner. Defender from Ignatius did a good job of holding Hooks up at the line of scrimmage also.
Last weekend, Ben McDaniels threw for 259 yards against Marion Harding. He's back at it again this evening. 2nd and goal from the 10. This is Doss, and he will not get to the 5. Doss is taken down at about the 6-yard line. The Wildcats had that one strung out pretty well. Eric Hackman made the play for St. Ignatius.
He did a great job of defending the stretch play that time, Sammy, trying to stretch that out and look for a crease to the inside. They allowed no crease. They stayed parallel to the line and ran down the line of scrimmage with Doss, the ball carrier, and eventually drove him out of bounds, made the hit right on the boundary. Nice job defensively.
9:15. Our first real big 3rd down play of the night. 3rd and goal from the Ignatius 6. Hooks the motion man. They give to Doss, and Doss will score the Bulldog touchdown.
Well, that's a companion play to the stretch play, except they sprint out and Doss takes it off tackle instead of stretching it out. He cut in behind the pursuit. They also were in an unbalanced line that time. We got a flag, however.
Flag's down at about the 4-yard line, and they're talking to Ben McDaniels. And apparently this one is going to be coming back. We'll have to wait and get the word from the official. Here's the call.
Well, stretch plays a lot of times lead to holding penalties because people are trying to reach people to the outside and they latch on with their hands.
All right, evidently they've got McKinley for a little excessive celebration. The touchdown will stand, but this will be a 35-yard extra point.
Not a holding penalty, and that's fortunate for McKinley in that fashion because they still get the 6 points. Again, this play is designed to go up the middle and not outside. It's like a fake stretch play. They look like they're going to run the stretch, and all of a sudden they're turning out on everybody instead of trying to hook them.
We have seen this on numerous occasions, not just with McKinley, but with some of the other schools. And my gosh, we've seen it all year with Ohio State. A lot of excessive penalty celebration penalties in the end zone after a score. It really puts a lot of oomph on your kicker. Now it's going to be a 35-yard extra point. Armitage hammers it up and good. So Bill Armitage kicks it from 35 and puts it between the pipes. And the Bulldogs have jumped on top of Ignatius. 7-0. We're in the first quarter at Dick Stadium.
Ozzie, the SARTA bus driver. Have you taken the SARTA challenge? Want to avoid traffic and parking hassles? Take a SARTA route to any mall or major shopping area you wish. Planning a vacation or work trip? Try the new Akron-Canton Airport service. Depend on SARTA for a ride to work, entertainment, school, or a medical appointment. SARTA, the safe, easy, economical way to travel. Give us a buzz or give us a wave. Either way, we'll go a long way together.
Sam Burke went along with Ed Glass and Dan Belford at Dick Stadium. There you see on the Downtown Ford scoreboard. Good news if you're a McKinley fan. Bulldogs 7, St. Ignatius nothing. And right now let's go down to Dan the man on the sidelines. Daniel, what do you have?
Well, first of all, guys, obviously McKinley knows about the offensive prowess of this Ignatius team. Gary Hodakovic was saying earlier in the week, when they're on offense, what scares him is the running ability of the quarterback, Art. His comment was, we have to change the line of scrimmage. We can't get turned. We got to keep it honest and go after this kid. Give him the passing lanes, but get up on him tight.
Ignatius on the return across the 20 to the 23-yard line. That is Phil Andre. And there's where the Wildcats will go for their first possession of the night. It's Ardere, rather, wearing number 22. 8:58 left in the first quarter, and Iggy is ready to go.
Offensively for the Wildcats, Arth the quarterback, Murphy and Maletti at the running backs, Kelly and Volleson at the wideouts, Paris at tight end. On the line, Reaney, Smith, Petrulis, Mooney, and Bell.
Reaney and Petrulis are their two best on the offensive line. And keep an eye out for the big tight end, Mike Paris. He is a huge target at 6'6", 220 pounds. Arth is your quarterback, a starter since week 4, and he will go to the air, and it is batted down by Kevin Smith from the defensive end spot, second down and 10.
Defensively for the Bulldogs, we've got, well, we're going to have something here in just a second, folks. We're still waiting.
8:55 in the first quarter of play, 7-0 Canton McKinley. We'll set that defense at our next opportunity. Wildcats, 3 wide receivers set. We've got a slot to the near side. Arth will keep it. And he's able to get it out to the 27-yard line. But again, great pursuit by the McKinley defense, and Garrett Bush leading the way.
Now defensively, we got Garrett Bush, who just made a great play there chasing a quarterback down. Phil Armitage is not the defensive end. That's Kevin Smith. Antonio Hall and Tony Armstead up front. Linebackers are Chavers, Anderson, and Steve Smith. In the secondary, Halder, Friedman, Benison, and Doss.
And a pass defense that has really made great strides.
Well, and I also think the evolution of Mike Benison has really helped him. He's really playing well this past few weeks.
Wildcats from their own 27. It's a 3rd and 6. And Arth will scramble. And he will get the first down across the 40. And taken down at the 42. And again, these Ignatius quarterbacks, very elusive. We've seen it time and time again. No matter who is back there, it is always a pretty good athlete.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Arth, but he doesn't appear to be as fluid a runner as what we saw last year. But at the same time, obviously, he has the ability to run the football. This is not a designed draw play. He is just taking off and running on his own. And at that point, gains a lot of yardage here for a first down.
There was great penetration from the outside by Smith and Bush, and Arth just took it up the middle. This is Murphy, a very hard runner, and he's across midfield. Murphy really kind of made his mark week 7. He got into the starting lineup. He's about 5'10", 210, 215 pounds. He more or less took over for Gonzalez in the backfield. He is a very strong runner.
Well, this is one of the plays they hurt McKinley on last year a lot. It's an ISO play off tackle into the split end side, and then they bounce it outside. It's a difficult play to stop because the outside linebacker's key is that fullback, and when he runs up to isolate the inside linebacker, the outside backer has to fill the off tackle hole. Well, then the back dumps outside, so it's a difficult play to stop.
Gonzalez is the speedier back. He will not play on offense tonight. Murphy, very strong, very low to the ground runner. And there is a handoff, and Steve Smith was ready.
They ran a stunt, fired the Mike linebacker, Steve Smith. He ran a stunt with one of the tackles, came off free. Finds the crease right there and pops up in the backfield and nails the running back for a loss.
That was Murphy, the ball carrier, and he had nowhere to go. Smith messed it up from the get-go. The Wildcats again with a passing situation. 3rd and 6 from the Wildcat 47. And Arth goes back into the shotgun. He will step up, launch the ball, and the Bulldogs have recovered it at the St. Ignatius 37-yard line. Garrett Bush made that recovery and a big break for the Bulldogs.
I think that ball fell out of his hand. I don't think he ever had a grip on it. He's in the shotgun and he steps up here to avoid the rush. You can see him. Now he steps up inside. Oh, I see. He gets caught by his hand right there. So Marcus Quincy got his elbow and knocked the ball loose. Nice job by the outside linebacker. They had a blitz call with the outside backer.
Credit Quincy with the presence of mind not to get all caught up in the moment and try to reach out and maybe knock that ball away, and that's exactly what he did. And the Bulldogs in excellent field position from the Wildcat 38.
Going for the marbles here.
McDaniels to throw. Brosnahan, and he may have another Bulldog first down. The fullback out of the backfield, and McDaniels hit him in the left flat.
I like that call. When there's a turnover, you ought to go for the juggler right away. Don't stand around and run the ball up the middle. Try to put the ball in the air right away.
You know, you and I agree way too much. I like that thinking as well.
Yeah, this is the fullback out of the backfield on a play action pass.
Just like on 2nd and inches, I think is always a good time to fire it downfield.
Yeah,
see what happens.
Unless you don't have the talent to do it, you ought to be going for the downs in some fashion.
They have brought the chains out. So Brosnahan just a tad short of a first down.
Well, we're in that situation
now. Here we go. We're in 2nd and short. We'll see what Kerry Hodakovic and the coaching staff come up with. And there you see it, folks. That's all the longer
see that
the distance is right
on
there.
The chain right there. Well, they set it back behind that. We got cheated a length.
Kerry Hodakovic, Bulldog coach on the sidelines. Got to have a good feeling right now. Great shots by our crew from Image Video.
Isn't that true? These guys do such a great job. It's really super.
And they have been busy today. Had the Mount Union Wittenberg game earlier this afternoon. And got it up here to Canton time and ready for this one. 2nd and inches for the Bulldogs. And they will go to the air.
And for Hooks.
Looking for Hooks.
Yep.
Great catch by Hooks. And he is wrestled down at the St. Ignatius 6-yard line. And Ed Glass, there you go.
Well, I think Ben McDaniels, too, audible to that call because you could see him at the line changing the play. Went to the fade because Ignatius was in man-to-man coverage trying to stop the run. Had everybody up tight. Just ran the fade, and it's now a jump ball situation.
That's a great
on the
catch.
sideline.
That is a great catch by Andre Hooks.
Hooks has a height advantage out there. He's what, 6'3", I believe.
Possible candidate for our Tim's Fish catch of the day.
6'2" he is, 190.
And the Pups go to an eye. 1st and goal from the 6. Brosnahan, the fullback, and he will be stuffed. And I don't believe that Adam got back to the 5-yard line. 1480 WHBC is proud to continue to bring you high school sports on television, and CCI and Ameritech Centrex are proud to continue their tradition of recognizing the player of the game. The player of the game will receive a plaque and letter of recognition. Both CCI and Ameritech Centrex strongly support the high ideals and accomplishments of interscholastic sports programs in our area. Each school gets a $100 donation to their athletic fund. The good folks at CCI and Ameritech Centrex, the stars of communication, recognize the stars of tonight's game. 2nd and goal from the Ignatius 6. And again, it is Doss pounding down to the 3. And a good surge by the offensive line.
Nice call, nice formation. They had 2 tights, and then they put 2 flankers out to the right, which draws 2 defenders out there and loosens your free safety up. That keeps them from stuffing that safety into the off-tackle hole. And at that point, they ran the off tackle play like a sprint draw.
Let's see if he doesn't get a little bit closer to the 2 here. They marked it almost back to the 3. 3rd and goal, McKinley from the Wildcat 2.
Same formation to the left.
Again, it's Doss. And Doss close to the goal line. No signal yet from the officials.
That was the same play, same formation, the opposite direction. The 2 flankers to the left.
Close. 4th down. They said he did not get in.
Well, your choice here is whether or not you want to kick the field goal, and I wouldn't do that. I would try to punch the touchdown in. They need as many points as they can in this
Absolutely.
ballgame.
Here's a look.
Plus the fact, even if they don't make it, you can see on the look he didn't make it. He landed short.
His knee was down, and a big 4th down play coming for the Bulldogs right here.
Even if they don't make this, Ignatius has the ball on the 1-inch line.
That's how far they have to go. Wideouts left, right. Doss is your lone setback. Big play early on for both teams. Anderson in motion. They give to Doss, and touchdown. And the Bulldogs have jetted out to a 13-0 lead as Mike Doss had just enough oomph to get that across the goal line.
He got stuck right in the hole and spun his body to his left and managed to get into the end zone. They're putting this guy in motion and trying to find a linebacker. Doss cuts it back, gets stuck right there, drives his legs, manages to spin a little bit and fall forward, get into the end zone.
A little help from his buddy Chad Anderson, I think, pushed him in. Armitage for the point after touchdown. It is up and it is good. And the McKinley fans beneath us come to their feet in appreciation of a 14-0 Bulldog lead. We'll come back to Dick Stadium in just a moment.
Is exciting, but it takes tons of preparations to be a winner. Stop by in downtown Ford and meet the team that's prepared to make you a winner.
For price, service, and selection, come on down to downtown Ford.
Canton McKinley 14, Cleveland St. Ignatius nothing. A little different McKinley team tonight, Ed, than we saw against Jackson and against Marion Harding.
Yeah. So
Bill Ardier.
Andre Hooks. The approach. This will be taken at the 12. And out to the 35-yard line for St. Ignatius. That is Stull, number 33, and that's where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 down to the sidelines and Dan Belford.
Thanks, Dan. Let's keep something in mind. Bulldogs up 14-0. This is where Ignatius was last week against Strongsville and went on to score the next 30 points to close out the half. Now, the rallying cry from the troops defensively for McKinley, they're really concerned about Arth and his ability to scramble. Coach, you might want to comment on this. Coach Adakovic saying we can't get turned at the line of scrimmage. We have to control it up front and keep him contained. Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Dan. 1st and 10, Cleveland St. Ignatius from their 36-yard line. That is Murphy. And he is taken down at the 39. And for the Bulldogs defensively, Antonio Hall, who has just had a tremendous season on the defensive side of the ball for the Bulldogs, did just that again.
To comment on what Dan was just talking about keeping don't get turned at the line of scrimmage, they want to keep their shoulders square. McKinley does, even when they're rushing the passer, so that they form a semi kind of a wall and there aren't any creases, because when you get a crease, that's when people get away and get down the football field.
Pumps are showing blitz. Arth hits his man on the far side. That is Kelly. Mike Kelly, number 9, reels it in. And he will be short of the 1st down, but only by about a yard.
As defensive coaches, you never want to be able to read your defender's numbers. You don't want to stand on the sideline and see anybody's numbers. You want everybody square with the line of scrimmage. They're running a hitch cut out there against zone coverage. Now see what McKinley gets in here to try to press that a little bit.
3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. Again, McKinley shows blitz. Murphy has the first down to midfield. Good surge by the McKinley defense, but Murphy was able to bounce it outside and pick up the necessary yardage. Just a reminder, we'll be choosing the Tim's Tavern catch of the day at the end of this telecast. Tim's Tavern, famous for fish. 2:10 clock running in the first. Canton McKinley on top of St. Ignatius 14-0. But a long way to go in this one. The ball is right on the 50-yard line for the Wildcats. Again, they'll go from an I. Arth on an out and up. And great coverage by Friedman. He did not bite on that fake, and he stuck right with Mike Kelly down the sidelines.
Trying to throw a little hitch and go there. The receiver stopped and then started up again, and Friedman never bit. They're willing to give up that hitch cut. If that's the only thing they want to throw, that's fine. They're not going to get beat deep. Watch the pump fake here by Arth on a straight drop back action. And I don't, the pump fake wasn't real good either. It was kind of maybe a pump fake, and maybe he just waved the ball around. But Friedman didn't bite. McKinley's playing a lot of zone coverage.
2nd and 10, St. Ignatius. Again, the ball at the 50, and Arth will go back into the shotgun. The play clock has got to be getting low. They get it off, and it is a draw. Arth, look at his mobility, and he gets down to the 40-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. Tom Arth on a design play stepped back in the shotgun and ran the quarterback draw.
Turns into almost a quarterback sweep when they get that end hook like that, and the end has to stay down on the line to stop some of the other things. They wind up with a fullback leading out of the backfield, hooking the end, and Arth bounces outside.
They're going to bring the chains out to measure. I thought he may have gotten the first down at first look, but now I'm not so sure. But this is a play here that Ignatius has really had effective against McKinley's defense. For some reason or another, the quarterback draw has been a big weapon in their arsenal, and that is enough for a first down, Ignatius.
Well, if you watch the college football teams, and even in the pros, the ones that want to run their quarterback against the 4-3 fronts that you see today, that are penetration fronts trying to get after the quarterback and put pressure up the field, those kind of quarterback draws, they work.
The ball is on the 40-yard line. Again, McKinley showing blitz. And Arth has a man wide open at the 35-yard line, and he could not make the hookup. Maletti was all by himself and could not hold on to the ball. Now, they will go back to that play later, I'm sure.
McKinley was in what they call quarter coverage that time. The defense, all 4 defensive backs taking force to the field in zone, and that leaves the tight end when they blitz. That leaves the tight end open in the flat. If they'd have been in man-to-man, they could have covered him. If they'd have been in cover 2 with 2 corners, 2 safeties, they could have covered him. But in that situation, they weren't, and they get just a bad pass saved them.
The Wildcats on a 2nd and 10. They give it to Murphy, who plunges close to the McKinley 35. Chad Anderson made the first hit. And Jason Halter, Antonio Hall, Steve Smith, and Garrett Bush all there to clean it up. Murphy again, 5'11", 210 pounds, a strong runner. And there was not a whole lot of room there, and he still managed to pick up almost 5 yards of the play.
This is their double team in the tackle there, and leading the fullback through on the linebacker. Turning out with a tight end on the defensive end. Nice football play.
3rd down and 5, St. Ignatius from the Bulldog 35. And they will give it to Murphy. He will not get the first down. He is chopped down at the 27. Tony Armstead was there first and got some help from his teammates Anderson and Quincy. Now we'll see what the Wildcats do on a 4th down and 3.
Yeah, this is 4-down territory. They had 2 downs to get 5 yards, and that's what they're looking at. A lot of pressure here by McKinley. Getting it ends upfield. Linebackers coming down up into the creases, coming down the line of scrimmage, making a hit.
The first quarter clock is down to 6 seconds. We'll see if the Wildcats elect to run a play or wait until the second period. And they are going to wait as Arth is not yet called for the ball. And time has run out here in the first quarter of play. A huge crowd has gathered at Dick Stadium on a very nice night for high school football. It's the state semifinals in Division I, and we go to the second quarter of play. There's a look at the scoreboard. It's Canton McKinley 14, St. Ignatius nothing. We'll be back in just a moment.
So, you're buying CDs as a gift for your girlfriend. Now, did she say Black Crows, Counting Crows, or Sheryl Crow? New Wave, New Age,
New Kids on the Block, OMD, REM, Ecstasy, White Zombie, Great White, Barry Manilow, Skilo, Live Version, Double Up, Unplugged, Best Box, Beastie Boys, Beastie Boys, The Men.
And you think they're gonna help you at a store that sells microwaves? If you need help, Camelot Music has the experts. Camelot Music. No one knows music better.
Hi, I'm Greg Stevens, president of Locker Moving and Storage. If you're planning a corporate or residential move, call us at Locker. We're an Atlas Van Lines mover. We'll give you a free estimate and tell you up front just what your move's going to cost. What's more, we guarantee on-time pickup and delivery. You can trust us to move anything with care and efficiency, and that's a personal promise from Locker Moving and Storage.
In Akron, look for Locker in the Yellow Pages. In Canton, call 477-8141. That's 477-8141.
Here's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. Sam Berkman, Ed Glass, McKinley 14, Ignatius nothing, and the Wildcats with a 4th and 3 from the McKinley 33. Fans on both sides of the stadium are up in anticipation of the next play. Twins left. Wide right, it's going to be a quarterback keep by Arth, and he's got the first down and more. Still on his feet, dragging Bulldogs down to the 16-yard line. Again, they go with that play, and it works.
6'4", 211 pounds. A lot of him. Evidently has pretty decent foot speed because he outran the defense to the corner.
Looked like right here, maybe he would go down, but he split between 3 defenders, stayed low, and they couldn't wrap him down low enough, and he just kept going, and Halter finally drug him down to the turf, but not before, and Ignatius first down. And the Wildcat offense look like they're ready to roll again. Murphy gets inside the 15 and taken down at that point. They try to stretch the Murphy that time, but the Bulldog defense, for the most part, came up and defensed that one pretty well.
Yeah, they wanted to turn that up, and Jason Halter flew up from his safety spot and got right in the crease where the tailback wanted to turn the football up and made him bounce it out. You can watch right here. Yeah, there's Halter. He's out of control. Can't make the tackle, but he bounces it out, and Garrett Bush makes the hit.
Mike Paris doing a nice job of blocking the tight end, blocking on Kevin Smith of the Bulldogs. Early second quarter. The Wildcats from the Bulldog 15. And a false start on St. Ignatius, and this will be a 5-yard penalty against the Wildcats. Just a reminder, we'll be choosing Camelot Music's big play of the game at the end of this telecast. Camelot Music, nobody knows your music better. And that indeed is a 5-yard mark off against Cleveland St. Ignatius.
I was just talking about Jason Halter from that safety spot. The way the 4-3 defense is played today, those safeties have to fill the off tackle hole, and they've got to be very, very much a part of the run defense. You just can't hold up otherwise.
Arth again in the shotgun. Do we look for another draw play here? They'll go for the 20. Arth has all day, and he's got a touchdown. Follison in the end zone.
Well, they crossed a guy from the left, and there was another one crossing from the right. They ran like an X cut in the deep middle. Arth found the underneath guy and hit him for the score.
Follison scored 3 touchdowns against McKinley in the regular season game, and he comes up big here again.
Well, I'm sure that's who Arth is looking for. He's their favorite receiver. You can see all the receivers running to the left there, and he comes back. Follison comes back underneath to the right, makes the grab for the score.
Point after touchdown is up, and it is good. So the Bulldogs up by 14. Now they're up by only 7 as the Wildcats drive the field and score. 10:32 in the first half. McKinley by a touchdown. We're coming back after this timeout.
Everybody start the slides.
Stereo. Ski trip.
Then came the bills. Fortunately, this family refinanced their house through Premier Mortgage of Ohio and paid off high-interest credit cards. They even got cash back and reduced their monthly payments. Premier Mortgage of Ohio can help homeowners, even those with less than perfect credit. Let Premier Mortgage help make your family's financial picture look better. Give us a call today, an equal housing lender.
Canton McKinley leads Cleveland St. Ignatius 14-7.
You know, Sam, the big thing McKinley can't afford to do, which I don't think they will, is they cannot afford to become conservative. They have to air it out. They've got to try to outscore this potent St. Ignatius offense.
Yeah, against a team like the Wildcats, you have got to just keep scoring until you can't score anymore.
Exactly.
Kick deep into the end zone, and it's a touchback. And again, the Bulldogs will start from their own 20-yard line. 10:31 in the first half. The Pups 14, the Wildcats 7. And the McKinley offense has been very potent so far this evening. And we're going to look here at the numbers by Ben McDaniels. He has 95 yards in the air. Andre Hooks with an outstanding grab. He had a completion to the fullback Adam Brosnahan.
They caught and Friedman made the catch on the sideline and set up the score, really.
Ben 4 out of 6 on the night. It's a 67% clip. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll fake to Quincy. Bennett will roll. He'll hit Doss. And that's Warren Miller, the tight end. And Miller takes it close to the 40-yard line.
Well, they faked the stretch play to Doss and turned around and came back out the other way on a naked bootleg. He hit the tight end, who crossed from the right side to the left. Makes the grab.
Miller puts his head down there, gets out close to the 40-yard line. You know, Miller's slowly but surely becoming a part of this McKinley attack.
He's got decent hands, he just doesn't have great speed.
Hooks and McCready's right. That's Miller, your tight end in motion. This time they'll give it to Quincy, trying to get the corner. Will not. Quincy loses a couple of yards on the play, and a big-time hit for the Wildcats put on by Eric Hackeman.
Again, that's a safety. You see, safeties have to come up and be a part of the running defense in order for the 4-3 defense to work.
We're going to look here, Ed, and Quincy really takes a shot.
This is the stretch play. He's trying to stretch it outside. He gets beyond the outside guy, but Hackeman comes up and decleats him. Jerked him almost out of his shoes.
We got an official timeout on the field that'll stop the clock with 9:43. The winner of this game will take on the winner of Cincinnati St. Xavier and the Golden Bears of Upper Arlington next Saturday at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. That would be for the state championship in Division I. The Bulldogs are trying to get back there for the 2nd straight year. And again, if they are to get their goal, they will have to go through St. Ignatius. Quincy losing a yard on that last play. It is now 2nd down and 11. McDaniels in trouble and goes down back at the 36. Good pursuit by the Ignatius defensive line. Ben tried to wiggle out of it, but couldn't do so.
Yeah, trying to run his own draw. He did the right thing. If he'd have run wide, they'd have run him down for a much bigger loss. He tries to go back where he came from and find a crease. I mean, that's good coaching. That's what you're supposed to do, and that's what he did. They don't tell the pros to do that because they got those big uglies down in there. You might get killed. But to the high school level and the college level, that's where you go, right back where you came from.
Fans are still coming through, trying to find a seat. 3rd down and 13 now, McKinley from their 36. Quincy, your man in motion. McDaniels to throw. It is tipped and incomplete at the 50-yard line. Warren Miller tried to haul that in, but it was popped pretty good before he could bring it into his chest, and the ball falls incomplete.
Wound up with 2 receivers in the same zone here, and I don't know whose fault this is. Looked like Quincy was running a streak down the sideline after he went in motion, and Miller, he gets too deep. I'm not sure that ball was intended for Warren Miller. I think the ball was intended for Quincy. And Miller got in there and thought it was for him and tipped it.
So Paul Humphrey with his first punt of the night coming at the 8:37 mark here in the second period. Good snap. Humphreys gets it off. And they will not have a roughing the punter, evidently. And the ball is taken for Ignatius down there at the 26-yard line. And that's where the Wildcats will go 1st and 10. So for the first time tonight, the Ignatius defense keeps McKinley from getting into the end zone. Let's see if there's any roughing here.
No, he missed it. No. Good acting job.
Again, great camera work by folks with Image Video. Dean Marini, our director down in the truck tonight. Dan Belford working the sidelines. And Canton McKinley right now has elected to take a timeout before the Wildcats could come out with their next possession. It's now time for the Mercy Stark County football trivia. Tonight's trivia question is, in Canton McKinley's 1997 state semifinal playoff game against these Ignatius Wildcats, who scored the game-winning touchdown? Was it Fred Wilcox, Jamar Martin, or DeMarlo Rozier? You know, Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center is located at the corner of Whipple and Dressler in North Canton. Mercy not only has a full sports medicine program, but they also feature a fitness center with professional exercise specialists to help you get in shape the right way. The Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center features some of the finest exercise equipment available, including treadmills, stair climbers, and rowing machines. Memberships to the fitness center as well as specialized exercise programs are available. For more information, give the staff at the Mercy Sports Medicine and Fitness Center a call. The number to dial up is 966-8997. We'll have that answer for you after this play. Wildcats 1st and 10 from the McKinley 26. It is Murphy up the middle, and he will be taken down by Garrett Bush. And I don't know who else is
Jason
down there.
Halder also
Jason
from
Halder.
his safety spot.
Let's go back to our question here by Stark County Sports Trivia, Mercy Medicine and Fitness Center. I don't think any of us should forget who scored the winning touchdown, because that was such a great game last year. And your answer is C, DeMarlo Rozier. Wilcox with that immaculate reception, bouncing off the face mask of, I think it was Curry. Wilcox took it down to about the 3. Ben McDaniels had to get the troops in order, spiked the ball, and the next play, Rozier took it in for the score, and that propelled McKinley to the state championship. Kelly to the right, Vollison to the left. You also have a slot left, and the slot man now will come in motion. The Wildcats need 8 on a second down play, and the pass is caught by the tight end Paris. Big yardage, first down Ignatius, all the way out to the Wildcat 49-yard line. And there is the big tight end, 6'6", 220 pounds.
They were in a zone coverage, running a zone blitz, and they gave up the flat on the left side. Quarterback runs a play action fake, finds the tight end in the flat, even though he had great pressure from the outside linebacker. And at that point, those are the kind of things you have to do in this game. You're going to give some zones up every now and then. You can't afford to just sit and read and let them pick you apart. You've got to be aggressive.
Quincy almost got to Arth, but not quite fast enough. The Wildcats now from their 48 on a 1st and 10. Arth from the shotgun. And the pass is incomplete. And it's down at the 45. Mike Kelly was the intended receiver, and a good close that time by Benison and Halder for the Bulldogs defensively.
Incomplete pass brings up a second down and 10.
Drop back off the shotgun and just trying to throw the outcut. They had a deep flag in behind this, hoping that the Benison would retreat with that corner route. And instead of that, he played the out because he had help from Doss at the safety spot.
We have seen the ball in the air a lot tonight on both sides. The Wildcats now 2nd and 10 from their 48.
McKinley in zone again.
There's that draw again. Arth with running room to the McKinley 45.
That's that business of not getting turned. They've got to keep their shoulders square when they turn on the pass rush or the running game. It leaves creases. And at that point, he found one up inside.
Clock continues to roll. 6 minutes and 49 seconds of the first half. McKinley 14, St. Ignatius 7. We are at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. There's the numbers for Tom Arth, 46 yards in the air, but he's been even more dangerous on the ground.
Run the ball better than he's thrown it.
There's the big tight end Paris in motion. Wildcats from an eye. That is Murphy. He will be taken down after a gain of about 1, maybe 2 on the play. The Bulldogs read that one pretty well. Lucius, Friedman, and Halter again on the stop.
But Mr. Murphy is used to gaining yards in short yardage situations after he gets hit. He just kept moving. He's strong. Looking like he's going to get hit right here, and he just keeps running because he knows he's got a few yards to go to pick up the first.
Timeout on the field taken by the Wildcats. 6:13 to go in the first half. 14-7. Canton McKinley. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hi, John Blakeney for CCI, your Ameritech authorized distributor. Teamwork in football leads to touchdowns. The team of CCI and Ameritech can provide your business with high-tech features like call forwarding, deluxe call transfer, and conferencing, all on one cost-efficient Centrex line. For details on this communications touchdown, call CCI, your Ameritech authorized distributor in Canton at 497-7715 or in Akron at 896-3905.
Sam Berkman along with Ed Glass. And another big play coming up in this ball game. 4th and 1 for the Wildcats at the McKinley 43-yard line. Will we see a draw? Will we see Murphy? We could see the ball in the air.
Yeah, I would guess it's going to be Murphy, but who knows?
Pups are showing blitz. It's Murphy. First down and more. Inside the 40 and down to the 37. First down Ignatius, and Mike Doss had to make a touchdown saving tackle.
Tackle by Mike Denison.
Just ran off tackle with the tailback, and he cut it back against the grain.
McKinley, 38-yard line.
The fullback, it's the ISO. The fullback's looking for the linebacker. Murphy cuts back against the grain, finds a crease.
Again, Gonzalez, the outstanding tailback, not playing offense tonight due to an injury. Arth on play action. He is taken down, but he did get the pass off intended for Kelly at the 32, but great pressure by Mike Doss.
Man-to-man at times, safety blitz, trying to get after him a little bit on first down, which is great thinking. We'll try to get some pressure on him on 1st and 10. There's the play action fake. Here comes Doss free off the safety blitz, gets his ankle, causes an incomplete pass.
He stops the clock at 5:47 in the first half. Bulldogs scored the first 14 points of the game. Ignatius has cut that lead in half with a touchdown of their own. And Arth is back into the shotgun. Looking left, wide open is Volleson. That is a first down. Ignatius at the McKinley 20-yard line. And these receivers are getting wide open
on that one
on the sidelines.
He just turned him around. It's his own, I think, zone coverage again. And at that point, that quarter coverage is, I think, hard to play because you don't know, you don't have much help, and it's not really man-to-man. And at this point, he's way off of him, too far.
Ignatius last week beat Strongsville 36-22 in a game that they trailed 14-0. McKinley had to fight and scrounge past Marion Harding. 14-7, a delay to Murphy, and Doss comes up and lets him know that he is in his neighborhood. But Murphy still picked up about 3 or 4 yards in the play, and an injured Wildcat down at the Bulldog 24-yard line. See if we can zero in. And
pulling a right tackle here.
Player.
It's a tackle trap. They trap the defensive right end. Lucius and Doss make the tackle.
I think that's the left tackle, Dan Mooney, 6'5", 284 pounds. I believe he is the injured Wildcat down there at the 25. So that stops the clock with 5:28 left in the first half. McKinley leads at 14-7. And there's a real good look down there. Again, I believe That is Mooney, the big left tackle for
when
St. Ignatius.
He had to block down to the inside on that play, and when he did so, when I was looking at the replay, I thought his right leg buckled on the turf, and I bet he caught his foot in the turf.
Well, here it is again, the Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge phrase that pays. Listen to be the correct caller on Monday morning at 8:15 on WHBC when Tony and Pam ask you for the phrase that pays. You may win $25 off service work or a free oil and lube from your friends at Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge in 1480 WHBC. And there's a look at our phrase that pays, and we'll second that.
Yes, third it, fourth it, whatever.
Jim will be back with you Monday morning on the sports on WHBC. And again, JJ, we've got you in our thoughts and prayers again tonight as you recover. It'll be good to have you back.
Injured player for Ignatius was number 79, Jeffrey Barnes.
Wildcats 2nd and 7 from the McKinley 17. Now the Bulldog defense now, they need to step up and make some plays.
Well, they're in man-to-man, I think. No, they aren't. They're going to go to zone here.
Arth in a shotgun. Looking in the flat. It is Murphy, and he is taken down at the 15. John Lucius made a very, very nice tackle on the far side and got some help over there from Kevin Smith. But this Murphy, he is a workhorse.
Yeah, I take it back. They eventually rotated over and did wind up in man-to-man. That's how they get this flat cut covered.
Brings up a third down.
With the Mike linebacker on him, man-to-man, coming out of the middle, making the hit on the tailback who flared.
Another big third down play that's coming at the 4:30 mark in the second quarter. The Wildcats will scrimmage from the McKinley 15. They need 5 on a third down play. Arth again looks, rifles it in, complete, and it's going to be close to a first down. That catch was made by Pete Cook.
I think he's short. He's going to be about a yard short.
They had to get to about the 10, I believe. And it is a first down, St. Ignatius, and he had some mustard on that pass, and it's good to move the chains.
I thought he was short of the 10, but he wasn't. He got over the 10-yard stripe.
Watch Arth fire this one in.
Crossing from the right side. Turns into a flood cut. They got 3 receivers over there. He's the middle guy, and he does manage to get to the 9 for the first down.
Bulldogs in the all-black tonight. Wildcats, white tops and gold pants. There's a look at the fine quarterback from St. Ignatius, Tom Arth. I'm not sure what the holdup is here because the clock continues to move. We're under 4 minutes to go in the first half. And now the officials say timeout.
He had to get another chin strap.
Well, they let about 15 seconds run off of that clock.
They ought to reset it because it was an equipment timeout.
3:57 showing on the scoreboard. Now we'll see if the officials do indeed put time back on the clock. No. Matter of fact, they say run it. And it goes back into motion. The Wildcats with a 1st and goal from the McKinley 9. The Bulldogs leading at 14-7, but the lead is in jeopardy right now. Volleson left, Kelly to the right. And movement on the Ignatius line. And pretty easy to tell there. It was number 63 for the Wildcats who came out of his stance, and that will be a 5-yard penalty. And Scott Bouchenweier, 6 foot, 220-pound junior.
Well, that's good and bad. It knocks him back to the 14-yard line, but it also widens the passing zones. The closer you get to the goal line, the tougher it is to throw the football. What you need is a tackle for a loss and a second down, not a penalty, and still first down.
1st and goal now from the 14. Now they change formations. Paris in the slot, Volleson and Kelly to the right. Wide open is the tight end Paris, who takes a shot at the 9-yard line by Mike Doss.
Big time hit.
Boy, he is not afraid to put his hat in there and take somebody down.
That's a big man too. That's 6'6", 220 he put on the ground right there.
This should be a lot of fun on replay right here.
It's a nice play because they're in man-to-man and they're running an X. You see the outside guy coming in and the inside guy going out. Doss comes up. He's got that tight end man-to-man.
Mike Doss, outstanding two-way player for the Bulldogs. Great tailback. Great in the secondary. Wildcats second and goal for the McKinley 8. Arth again will throw. Wide open is the tight end Paris, and a touchdown for the Wildcats.
McKinley had some confusion that time on the coverage. The tight end just ran a slant over the middle. Nobody covered him. They were in trips to the left with a split end to the right. He's back to throw. Finds the tight end running alone into the end zone. Bang. Hits him.
So Volleson has caught a touchdown pass, and now Mike Paris for the Wildcats. And we are a PAT away from a brand new ball game at Dick Stadium. Arth will put it down at the 10. And the kick is up and good. Another shootout between these two powers in Division I. There's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. 2:36 left in the first half, and we are all tied at 14.
Like you said, this is what they did last week against Strongsville. They were down 14-0 and then scored the next 30, or I think it was Belford said that, next 30 or 36 points in a row. But it's taken them longer, I think, to do it than what they did last week.
Yeah, last week the Wildcats just boom, 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 boom. 5 touchdowns just like that. They've had to work a little bit harder here tonight, but they have come back to tie this game. Right now, let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Dan Belford. Daniel.
Thanks, guys. Quick injury update. The young man Barnes, who went out for St. Ignatius, will not be returning to the ball game. He tore tissue in the knee, on the MCL, I believe you call it. They're moving the knee around. They're hearing some movement, some popping, some cracking. He's out. They're going to examine him, probably get him out here to the hospital as soon as they can. Back up to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Good job on the sidelines. McKinley now will have about 2.5 minutes to score when they get this kickoff. High end over end short kick that will go out of bounds. Matter of fact, the Bulldogs will have 2:36 to work with, and they'll go 1st and 10 from their own 35.
Well, you know, that was interesting there. Ignatius teed the ball up on the hash, and McKinley immediately rotated up and looked for a short pop-up kick, and they've kicked the ball in the end zone. Ignatius has every time they've kicked off. At that point, they tried a short pop-up kickoff to the far side that went out of bounds, but obviously through scouting, McKinley knew that when they put the ball in the hash, that's what they're going to try to do.
So Ben McDaniels, who has had a pretty good evening in the air, close to 100 yards, is ready to go back to the line of scrimmage and try to orchestrate a drive before the end of the half. High backfield, and McDaniels to throw. He's in trouble. Now he'll go to the outlet man Doss, who made the catch, but he had a lot of room in front of him if he was able to keep his feet, but only got about 4 yards on the play. Now maybe he didn't even get that many. Probably about, well, they do give 4 or 5 yards on that play. At the end of the first half of the game, we'll be giving you the Sarda touchdown drive recap. Stark area RTA will go a long way together. So McDaniels bided his time about as well as he could. Hit Doss, and the Pups pick up 4. And now we're under 2 minutes here in the first half. Again, this is a handoff to Doss, who's got some room, a 50, and down to the St. Ignatius 44-yard line. And that is enough for a McKinley first down, and for the first time, Mike Doss had some room to run.
He broke it outside on a sprint draw and cut it back against the grain.
At the Ignatius 44-yard line.
Good block right there at the line of scrimmage and took it outside.
17 yards into the play.
And that was a good play call. I think you've got to run the ball a little bit and make them honest.
Talked to Coach Odakovic early in the week. He said they wanted to establish some kind of run. Didn't care how they did it, but that was the main focus on the game plan this week for the Bulldogs. From the 44, McDaniels. Tip caught by McCready's. He will score. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Another play. Immaculate reception.
What a play. McDaniels to McCready's. And And the Bulldogs have taken a 20-14 lead. My, oh my.
Straight drop back action. Looks left, comes back right to McCready's running a skinny post. Down the hash mark. And it's tipped. You don't see it. And that's questionable whether he scored.
Armitage for the point after touchdown. Unbelievable. Kick is up, halfway up the stands and good. And there is a timeout on the field.
Another look at
1:38 to go, and the Bulldogs on top, 21-14. And I think we have another look at this play. Here it is.
Touchdown play here. If they can't find the tip. Yep, here it comes. Defender's there, off of his hand. McCready keeps his attention. Heads for the end zone. He's down, calls in, touchdown.
That was Gonzalez who tipped the pass, and credit McCready's. He stuck his left hand out, cradled it.
Oh, yeah.
And he kneed his way into the end zone.
And that's got to be #1 consideration for catch of the day, as far as I'm concerned, because he had to keep all of his attention on the catch of the football.
So McCready's giving Andre Hooks a run for his money for the catch of the day. What a...
Thank you.
As these two teams continue to amaze me, the efforts in ball games that they put on. Every time the stage is set for a huge game, these teams deliver and then some. And they're doing it again tonight, and we have a long way to go. Andre Hooks belts it. That's going to go out of the end zone on the fly.
Well, see, you know, the wind is a factor. We look at this big American flag down here in the corner. It's barely moving, but the flags on top of each end zone are standing straight out. So there is a wind, and obviously that's why Ignatius, I think, kicked short the last time. Got a very little wind there showing, but out on the field at the top of the stadium, you can see the flag standing out. So there is a wind factor down on the field. There, you can see that right there. The nice camera work where we get the picture of the flag. And kicking with the wind is an advantage at this point.
So Tom Arth and the Wildcats now have 1:38 to go. The Pups are back on top by 7. And the Wildcats in the shotgun. Arth to Volleson. First down, and he gets out of bounds.
Now McKinley dropped everybody out in zone that time, with taking a lot of cushion, gave him the outcut. I'm not sure I would do that with 1:33 to go. I think that's a long time yet. I might get up there and play defense for a couple downs yet.
31-yard line.
We have not seen, well, we've seen it a few occasions, but we have not seen them sending Marcus Quincy on an all-out blitz around the ends on that many occasions.
Well, I think I would put some heat on this guy somehow. I don't think I'd just sit there and let him go down the field.
The Wildcats with a possibility of 4 in the pattern right here. Arth from the shotgun, over the middle, intercepted. That is Doss.
If he gets
to the
that
35, to the 25. Doss to the 10 and down to the 9. Oh,
overthrew it. Big break.
And again, the McKinley team makes a big play. Mike Doss turns another one in, the senior. And the Pups, first and goal from the Wildcat 9. Here's another look.
I'm not too sure Marcus Quincy didn't cause this. He came all the way across the field and picked up the cross pattern they were trying to hit man to man. Ran with him across the football field. On that, the motion man is who he was, and Doss was the recipient of the overthrown ball. What McKinley's got to do here now is cash in.
Take it right in. And Mike Doss makes another outstanding play. This time he'll get the carry. He's taken down at the 7, a gain of 2. The clock really not a factor right now for the Bulldogs. Still 1:06 to go in the first half. And they have 2 timeouts at their disposal. What a change of events here in the last couple of minutes.
Well, they've had 2 big breaks, a tip pass that went for a score, and now a big interception.
And we thought that they used all their luck last season. Evidently some more left in the bag. Wide outs to both sides. McDaniels on a 2nd and goal from the 7. Quick hit to Friedman, and progress. Friedman will get to the 4. The clock continues to run, and the McKinley coaches now calling for a timeout, and they get it with 27 seconds left in the second period.
For the outcut here, and I like the call. But I thought he might try to get out of bounds, and he does, and they don't give it to him. They ran the clock. I don't know. I don't understand that.
Timeout is taken with 27 seconds. McKinley up by 21-14. And they have upcoming a 3rd and goal from the Ignatius 4. And look at the McKinley fans who have made the trip up here to Kent State tonight. Again, a great crowd is on hand, and we may have over 15,000 in the stadium. It holds 30, and both sides are pretty much full, and we have a lot of folks who have gathered in the end zones as well. Here's a look at the big scoreboard. Again, the winner of this game will play either Upper Arlington or Cincinnati St. Xavier next Saturday night. Division I state championship, and again, that would be at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium in Massillon. There's a great view of some of the crowd on hand tonight. The Bulldogs, this would be a huge score, especially if it is a touchdown.
Yes, this is a big, well, even a field goal right here would be big, but a touchdown would be bigger, obviously.
McKinley with 1 timeout left, 3rd and goal from the Wildcat 4-yard line. I formation. Fake, and McDaniels rolling. End zone incomplete, trying to hit Friedman, and pretty good coverage that time on the Wildcats.
The last time he got in trouble on this play, he rolled to his left and dumped it to Doss. This time Doss is standing all alone on the left side of the end zone. Now, that's not really part of the play. I mean, Doss is not supposed to get the football. He wasn't supposed to get the last time. But at this point, he's trying to hit the flanker coming across the end zone back line, and that's who he's supposed to throw it to.
Friedman, the intended receiver, and Gonzalez was all over him. And now the Bulldogs are setting up for a field goal, and Ben McDaniels has called a timeout for McKinley. So still 20 seconds left in the first half. Armitage will be attempting a 21-yard field goal. Now if you're McKinley, there's always the possibility of a fake, but I really think you want to come out of here with some points after that turnover.
Yeah, and at this point, the fake is no longer viable, I don't think, because of the timeout.
Yeah.
I mean, you almost have to line up quickly, get everybody to think field goal, and then run the fake. Once you call a timeout, and they've got time to go in a huddle and say, you cannot let them fake the football and score, your chances of running a fake and having to be successful are very limited.
Now, we talked to Kerry Hodakovic before the game tonight, and they do have an option play
out of this
formation. Now, whether they run it right now, we'll have to see. But I really think you go to put the 3 points on the board. You get that double-digit lead before half, and then you can go back and make your adjustments. But
we'll see.
We've seen a lot of things tonight we didn't think we would see. Armitage for a 21-yard field goal attempt. He's got plenty of leg. It is up and good. And still, that is a big 3 points for the Bulldogs.
And you didn't see a real strong rush either out of Ignatius. They had the inside guys coming, but everybody on the outside was holding up and looking.
17 seconds left in the first half, and the Pups now on top by 10 at 24-14. Again, the halftime show will be coming up. We'll get a chance to hear from both bands, get some stats and analysis of the first half. There's another look at the Armitage field goal. Plenty of leg.
If you notice the rushers there, you saw 4 jerseys, white jerseys, standing there just looking. They put pressure with about 3 people or 4 up the pipe, and the other 7 or 8 stood there and waited and hoped it wasn't going to be a fake.
These kickers have been dead on tonight with their extra points, and Armitage with his field goal. And keep in mind, these goalposts now are college goalposts. They're a little bit
quite a bit narrower.
A little narrower than you see in the high school level. And you really hope that that doesn't come into play.
Well, psychologically, it really hurts the kickers because they think it looks like a coin slot.
Hooks again, booms this one in and out of the end zone. Another touchback as Hooks takes advantage of that win. Now we see the big flag really starting to kick up to the scoreboard end of the field. And the Wildcats now will go 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Ignatius has 2 timeouts. Good look at Andre Hooks, the junior, 6'2", 190 pounds. Really has come into his own this year. He'll be back next season for Kerry Hodakovic's club.
Andre Hooks' kick is out of the end zone, and Ignatius will begin play 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Wildcats, will they sit on it? Probably not. Arth is back into the shotgun. Wideouts both sides and a slot left. Arth going to step up and run, and he'll be taken down at the 24. And a timeout, St. Ignatius, with 10 seconds left in the first half. Getting back to Andre Hooks, he started to play with McKinley as a freshman. He was strictly the kickoff man about halfway through the season, and has gotten himself into the offense now in a wide receiver slot and one of the best in the county.
Yeah, the McKinley coaching staff feels he's an outstanding wideout. They feel he's going to be that way next year too. You know, obviously, kickers when they become players, they really enjoy doing the whole thing. You know, I'm sure when he kicked that ball out of the end zone that was a big adrenaline shot for him, because he gets to ride that wind and knock it out of the end zone like they do in the big time.
Wildcats a week ago were down to Strongsville 14-0, came back to win big. We watched this McKinley team really struggle against Marion Harding. The Bulldogs finally put that one away in the 4th quarter. There's a look at Chuck Kyle on the Ignatius sidelines. Has to be a little bit concerned. His club down by 10, but the Wildcats still with 10 seconds in the first half, and Arth is going to go deep. And it is almost caught down at the 30-yard line.
It's a good play by Mike Doss. He came underneath the receiver and knocked it away.
Pete Cook almost made an outstanding catch. Still 2 seconds left in the half. Here's a look.
McKinley only had 3 rushers here, the 2 ends, and actually the middle tackle there, 63, wasn't rushing either. They really only brought 2 people. Okie Walker stayed on the line to try to stop the draw. So they essentially dropped 8 guys, maybe 9.
Now I think you'll see the Wildcats take a knee here. And that's exactly what they will do on a 3rd down and 6. And time has run out here in the first half at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. And the crowd is on its feet, getting settled in for halftime. There's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. It's the Canton McKinley Bulldogs in front of Cleveland St. Ignatius by 10, 24-14. We'll come back with halftime activities after we step aside with these timeouts.
When most shoppers look for quality in produce, they know the smart choice is to select fruits and vegetables at the peak of freshness. At IGA, we agree. That's why we keep track of growing conditions, schedule daily shipments to take advantage of the freshest available product, and work only with those suppliers who can meet our high standards. Why? Because it's attention to details like that that bring you smart choice freshness, like this.
Wouldn't it be great if every time you bought something you need, you'd get something you need?
Oh, thank you very much.
Or when you bought something you want, you'd get something you need.
Hey, I appreciate that.
Well, that's what happens when you use the Shell MasterCard from Chase. The more you use it, the more free Shell gasoline you earn. And there's no limit to the amount you can earn.
Back again, huh?
The Shell MasterCard from Chase. No other credit card lets you earn more free gasoline.
Should we stop for gas?
I don't think so.
The Shell MasterCard from Chase.
Again, there's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. Canton McKinley on top of Cleveland St. Ignatius by the score of 24-14. And the Ignatius band is on the field right now, getting set to entertain the folks here at halftime. Ignatius, the road team tonight, so their band will go first. And then a little bit later on, we will pick up our halftime performance from the Bulldogs of Canton McKinley. It's been a crazy first half. Bulldogs making do, Ed, on some big plays.
Well, yeah, they've been fortunate, and I think it takes big plays. And I think, when you talk about teams being fortunate or lucky, 99% of the time, if you really look at the film and you look at the game, it's good athletes making big plays that are opportunities. McCready's is a good athlete. He kept his concentration, caught a tip pass. It's difficult to do that when you're in full stride running down the field and the other guy cuts in front of you and tips the ball. Most people wouldn't even think of being able to do it. He kept his concentration, kept the football, caught it, and got in for the score.
And also to reach back with his offhand is what impressed me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a good athlete keeping his concentration level and having an opportunity to make a play and making the play.
Well, the big plays, a big part of this game, and the Bulldogs have won the battle of the big plays at the half. McKinley by 10, 24-14, back to Dick Stadium after we step aside.
Community sponsors of tonight's game are Kempthorne Motors, proud to support the 1998 Canton McKinley Bulldogs. We salute the pups for another incredible season. The Four Winds Restaurant and Lounge, serving the Stark County community for over 45 years and home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club. The Sports Stop, your headquarters for all McKinley apparel. The Sports Stop congratulates the McKinley Bulldogs on this year's accomplishments and wishes the team the best of luck in the 1998 playoffs.
Quincy, 30, 40, 50.
He's gone.
How about that?
Taloni pitches this time to Brinkman. He'll cut back. Great cut. And he's to the 25. What a run! Breaks it open. Brinkman is going to score. Baker will take it at about the 47. Breaks through. Baker, 30, 20, 10, 5. How about that?
Mix 94.1 with Terry and Amanda in the morning.
Right now it's a new one from John Mellencamp on Mix 94.1.
Okay, what are we going to do next?
You don't know? Oh, great. Let's do a birthday game.
Wait, I got a really good brain teaser somewhere.
You got to get Last Time Tonight with Jay Leno.
We forgot to call Claude Nobler.
What time does Kaylee get here?
Not till 10.
10? There's only 2 minutes left on this song.
Well, what are we going to do?
I know. I'll play my new song.
Please, don't leave me alone with this guy.
So, you're buying CDs as a gift for your girlfriend. Now, did she say Black Crows, Counting Crows, or Sheryl Crow? New Wave, New Age,
New Kids on the Block, OMD, REM, Ecstasy, White Zombie, Great White, Barry Manilow, Skilo, Live Bird, Double Up, Unplugged, Best of, Box Set, Beastie Boys, Boys to Men.
And you think they're gonna help you at a store that sells microwaves? If you need help, Camelot Music has the experts. Camelot Music. No one knows music better.
Sam Burke will net glass back at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. There's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. Canton McKinley on top of the Wildcats of Cleveland St. Ignatius by the score of 24-14. Right now, Mr. Christopher McFerrin set to direct the halftime show by the McKinley Senior Marching Band.
We begin tonight's show with a medley from Square Biz to Walking on Sunshine. Stokes, the band performs the Michael Jackson hit, Thriller.
Scoreboard. We are at halftime at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State. The Bulldogs still in command here. Ups by 10 at 24-14. Back with more halftime festivities after we step aside and take these timeouts.
Where can you stay in your vehicle and have your vehicle's oil and filter changed and fluids checked in 10 minutes or less? The Downtown Ford Quick Lube. One area Quick Lube services any make or model vehicle with Valvoline products. The Downtown Ford Quick Lube. Where can you get a low everyday price of $16.95 and a weeknight and Saturday price of $14.95? The Downtown Ford Quick Lube. What Quick Lube's located one block off I-77 and gives you fast, friendly service? The Downtown Ford Quick Lube. The Downtown Ford Quick Lube, where no appointment is necessary at 1423 West Tuscan Canton.
Hi, I'm Buzzy, the SARTA bus driver. Have you taken the SARTA challenge? Want to avoid traffic and parking hassles? Take a SARTA route to any mall or major shopping area you wish. Planning a vacation or work trip? Try the new Akron-Canton Airport service. Depend on SARTA for a ride to work, entertainment, school, or a medical appointment. SARTA, the safe, easy, economical way to travel. Give us a buzz or give us a wave. Either way, we'll go a long way together.
Hi, this is Jim, the manager of Sign Pro. I wanted to let you know that Sign Pro offers indoor and outdoor business signs, promotional banners, auto and window lettering, and magnetic signs. We do it all. At Sign Pro, we offer professional sign design services at very competitive prices. So when you need professional-looking signs for your business, signs that deliver results, call Sign Pro of Canton. Call us today at 494-SIGN. You'll find us at 7201 Whipple Avenue, just north of Portage in North Canton. Sign Pro, perfect to the letter.
It's game time. See you at Tim's. Tim's Tavern, famous for fish prepared broiled and deep fried. Tim's Tavern offers a variety of homemade soup and sandwiches, succulent seafood, and tender chicken. Tim's Sports Bar is surrounded by TVs, so for the seat closest to the action, come to Tim's Tavern. Before, during, and after the game, enjoy great food, great fun, and great people. For the catch of the day, come to Tim's Tavern tucked into the cove at Myers Lake near the CYC.
Sam Berkman along with Ed Glass. Vic Steffen doing the stats tonight. Dan Belford working the sidelines. A good panoramic shot there at Dick Stadium. Great crowd is on hand. And there's a look at the McKinley band with their double script Ohio. Big part here, the dotting of the I coming up. There's another great look at the crowd that has gathered for this state semifinal game tonight. I guess maybe close to 20,000 by the time that things are all said and done here tonight. And there's the double script Ohio look. Is another great performance by the McKinley Senior Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Chris McFerrin. Now it's time to take a look at our start at touchdown drive recap during this first half. And now we're going to look at the first scores of the night for Cleveland St. Ignatius and for Canton McKinley. That Bulldog drive to start the ball game. We'll look at their recap right here, and here's the touchdown.
Just give the ball off to Doss on what's a sprint draw, and a play instead of it looks like a stretch play, but it's not. He broke it back. The play's supposed to hit where it did, and he took it in for the score.
So that got the Bulldogs on the scoreboard first. And matter of fact, he scored the first 2 touchdowns of the ball game. But then it was time for the Wildcats of Cleveland St. Ignatius for their score, and we're going to take a look at that right now. It's Tom Arth went to work to hit his wide receiver John Vollison.
And he crisscrossed the deep guys in the middle. Vollison was the underneath crosser, and he came open and caught the football. He obviously is their best receiver, and that's who Arth looks to go to all the time if he can.
And that's our touchdown drive recap for the first half of the game, brought to you by the Stark Area RTA. Stark Area RTA will go a long way together. And again, Vic Steffen working on our stats tonight. There's a look at those, and it adds up to a 24-14 McKinley lead at the half.
Yeah, the key factor there, the turnovers. Obviously, St. Ignatius with 2, McKinley with none. Yardage-wise, they're almost equal. I think, though Ignatius dominated the first half as far as total snaps, they had 39 to McKinley's 27. And individually, while I know McDaniels was 8 of 12 for 165 yards, Arth was 9 of 16 for 92. Of course, one of McDaniels' big throws was the one to McCready's where he concentrated and grabbed the tip ball and took it in for the score.
So there's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. Hey, we got a great second half upcoming. It's the Bulldogs on top of the Wildcats, 24-14. Back with third quarter action after we step aside.
In 1928, the golf tradition began at Tam O'Shanter's classic 36-hole public golf course in Canton, Ohio. With 2 expertly maintained 18-hole courses, colonial-style clubhouse, and restaurant and lounge, Tam O'Shanter is one of the most popular courses for both local and out-of-town golfers. The new driving range with heated covered tees makes Tam O'Shanter Stark County's year-round premier practice facility. Tam O'Shanter is conveniently located on Hills and Dales Road, just minutes from I-77 near Belden Village. At Tam O'Shanter, the golf tradition continues.
If what you look for in a supermarket is selection and variety, then you're going to love IGA. You see, as independent, locally owned stores, we all feel a strong commitment to get you the widest selection of national brands and regional products, plus our own IGA brand, the smart choice for quality and value. And what does this mean for you? It means you'll see a better selection and variety every time you shop at IGA.
Third quarter action just about set to get underway. Another couple of minutes. Both teams are loosening up at both ends of the field and getting set to go here for the third quarter of action. McKinley 24 and Cleveland St. Ignatius 14. Sam Berkman joined by Ed Glass and Vic Steffen up in the box, and Dan Belford down on the sidelines. And now a chance to look back at Coach some of our first half highlights. And here's a look at the Bulldog offense.
That's the first score we reviewed a little bit ago. with Doss carrying the ball in the end zone. This is the second one. So, Hooks. I guess it didn't score. It's a set it up.
And that was our first big catch of the day. And then on second, third, and fourth effort there is Mike Doss pounding it in. And now the Wildcats quickly strike back. There's Volleson.
That's when we recapped. And this is the pass to the tight end when they had broken coverage. He ran free in the end zone. Here's the tip ball.
Hey, we've got
off Gonzalez's fingers into McCready's hands. Score.
And that's where we end up now, 24-14. You know, last year we had that.
We'd like to ask that those of you who are part of
and that big catch by the Bulldogs in the semifinal game. But right now, let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Dan Belford, who has some very special guests. And I got a feeling I know who both of these guys are. Former Bulldogs. Daniel, take it away.
Thanks, Sam. And you might recognize these guys. Jamar Martin right here. DeMarlo, come on over. Without a helmet on, we don't know who you guys are half the time. You guys played in this game. You know, I mean, twice last year. You won it all. First, you, Jamar, the emotion going into this game. I mean, obviously you don't have to get up for it, but I imagine you got to stay pretty poised throughout.
Yeah, I think they're doing a pretty good job tonight. I just came down from Columbus to see how they're doing, and they look pretty good out here. You know, they're keeping their composure, and I think they're playing a pretty good game. If they play it the second half like they played the first half, they'll win to be the state championship.
You've played some big games in high school. You're in your first Michigan game this year. How'd that feel?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. You know, it's something that you got to get acquainted to, and something you just got to adjust with. But it was pretty exciting, and I'm looking forward to another one.
Thanks. Continued success to you. DeMarlo, nice to see you. Great freshman year with Kent State. What was the transition like for you coming from high school into college?
I was real tough at first, you know, learning the offense. It was real complicated, but once things got going, it got pretty easy. But the losses, you know, can't get used to that, so it's still tough.
Hey, 24-14 at half. You surprised to see this many points? I mean, for both teams on the board this first half?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised because usually this is a tough game, you know, both sides. But it's a pretty good game, you know. Defense win ball games, you know what I'm saying?
Well, hey, we heard a lot about you guys in high school. You guys are having great college careers and continued success to both of you, okay? Good to see you, Jamar. Good to see you, DeMarlo. Sam and Coach, back up to you.
All right, Dan, thank you very much. Kind of funny, I was just going to mention that I saw Matt Curry. He's also playing for Kent State on the McKinley sidelines tonight, and he had that deflection of that big pass last year that fell into Wilcox's hands, and I guess we know what happened after that. But again, congratulations to Jamar, DeMarlo, and Matt for great high school seasons again, and heck, they're already done with 1 year of college.
Yeah, and it's always nice for your ex-athletes to come back and be on the sideline or in the locker room or help your program out in some fashion. And always, as a coach, it always makes you feel great because you feel like you've made a dent on those young people.
And Andre Hooks again has put the ball into the end zone and not letting the Wildcats get any kind of a return. And St. Ignatius will go first and 10 from their own 20-yard line as we start the third quarter of play. And again, the first drive of the third quarter, always a big part of the second half of any ball game. And that'll be again the case here again this evening. McKinley leads it by 10. It's been a game of streaks. Bulldogs up 14-0. Wildcats tied at 14, and the Pups put 10 on the board pretty much in the later stages of the second quarter and take a 24-14 lead.
Well, if the Bulldogs can continue to take advantage of Ignatius's turnovers, mistakes, whatever you want to call them, and get points out of them, they'll win the game. I mean, that's what they have to do, and they have to minimize their own mistakes. So far, they haven't had any. They haven't had any turnovers.
The Wildcats will start the third quarter with a pitch out to Murphy. And he is close to the 25-yard line. Murphy, the hard runner, over 200 pounds, picks up close to 5 on the play.
Garrett Bush gets up limp at the defensive end. They crack back on that with the middle slot on that side, and it leaves the defensive end vulnerable to a really tough block, and he doesn't see the guy. Now Bush is coming out. He's running well, so I don't think he's really injured too bad.
And the Bulldogs going without their great offensive line tackle tonight. Lamont Singleton. Bush a little bit banged up, but he's giving it a go. And there's the tight end, Paris, on a reception from the quarterback, Arth, and that is good for an Ignatius first down.
Well, you know, Sam, as I've said before, at this time of year, there's no team playing that isn't all dinged up. They have to, if they're going to be a great football team, they have to play through injuries, and people are dinged up. They're not real serious injuries usually, but they're bruises and sprains and that kind of thing. After you play 12, 13 games, those things happen.
Just underway in the third. Ignatius has picked up their initial first down here. Again, that is the running back Murphy, and he is crunched down at the 35. So a gain of about 2 on that play. As that time the Bulldog defense made a couple of sure-handed tackles that time, and Murphy unable to bounce off and pick up some extra yardage.
Well, first down, they're running a stretch right here with, I don't know, it's a stretch. I guess it's the ISO because they led the fullback up on the linebacker. I saw those linemen turn out, thought maybe it was going to be the stretch, but it wasn't.
Wind appears to be kicking up a bit right to left, so the wind at the back of the Wildcats here in this third quarter. Second down and 8. Ignatius from their 36. Arth to the sure-handed Volleson, and that is a completion and a first down for the Wildcats. And that has been a hookup between these two all season long.
Well, you know, McKinley has been content to give Ignatius the short pattern. They're trying to stop him from gaining big plays, you know, making big plays and getting long yardage. And they've been content to allow them to throw the ball underneath the coverage, as this is an out cut into the boundary, which is a really safe throw.
So Volleson with the reception. He scored one of the Ignatius touchdowns in the first half. Little counter that time, and pretty good yardage inside the 45 and down close to the 43-yard line. Andre Maletti on a quick hit. It looked like a quick counter there, Coach, and good yardage.
Little counter trap. Trying to pull the left guard to the right and trap the defensive tackle. Watch the left guard pull 75. There's the counter trap going right up in there. Maletti's the fullback.
Maletti picks up 9 on that play, so it brings up second down and 1. We'll go to the workhorse Murphy on his feet. First down Ignatius down to the Bulldog 33, and now the Wildcats are starting to get that ground game in order, and that will only open things up for the pass.
Trying to establish the running game, doing a pretty good job of it.
CCI and Ameritech Centrix have teamed up with 1480 WHBC to choose a player of the game from each team. Ed and I will choose the CCI players of the game at the end of this telecast. The great folks at CCI and Ameritech Centrix will give each player a plaque and letter of recognition, plus $100 will go to each school's athletic fund from CCI and Ameritech Centrix, the stars of communication. Wildcats first down and 10. They'll go from the McKinley 33. Pups were showing blitz, and that got Arth to come out of his stance. Arth deep down the right side for Paris, but I got to believe this is going to come back.
I think we're going to get a motion penalty against Ignatius. McKinley that time lined up with man coverage on the corners, and then a free safety, probably in man-to-man coverage with one or more linebackers, but they blitzed the rest of them, trying to get pressure on a first down on their own 36.
And the call is procedure on the Wildcats, so that will take the ball. Should take it out to the 38-yard line or so. And that's where the officials are marking down. 8:59 in the third. McKinley 24, St. Ignatius 14. Another great battle between the powers in Division I again this season. These two teams always put on a great show. Arth, a design or a run there that time, and he will be taken down by Steve Smith. The Bulldogs knew the draw was coming apparently that time, and the 6'4" senior made the play.
I wondered when they lined up in a shotgun on 1st and 15, I thought, geez, this is going to be a run. And that's exactly what it is. He's coming off tackle, and he gets hit by Kevin Smith and Steve Smith. He's so big and strong, though. He still drags
He's still
it
got
forward.
a couple of yards. Officially, they give him 1, but that was a tough one to pick up. Kelly to the right.
Shotgun again, twins into the boundary.
Volleson left, slot left. Second down and 14 for the Wildcats from the McKinley 37. Arth, quick hitter inside. Ball is tipped up in the air. It's going to be an incompleted pass.
trying to run a flanker screen or the slot screen. They ran the slot back in motion across the formation into trips. When he got over there, he's in trips. He turns around, the quarterback throws him the football. People release off the line and block downfield, but it goes incomplete.
Good call by the officials that time, as the receiver never did have control of that pass. McKinley fans want the defense. We'll see if they get it. Wildcats from the 37 on a 3rd and 14. Arth to throw. Murphy in the flat, and he is taken down at the Bulldog 29.
It was a great read by Arth. They brought Quincy from the boundary outside linebacker spot. He was the only blitzer, giving up that flat over there, and the tailback flared that way, and he just turned and laid it off into the flat on the flare pass.
The Wildcats will go on a 4th and 6 from the 29-yard line. Again, a look at Murphy in the flat, and puts his head down, but he is way short of the first down. The Wildcats will disdain the field goal and go for it.
That'd be a 46-yarder. I think that would be really maybe out of range.
Big play right here for both these teams, and Arth drills it inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line, and the catch is made by Pete Cook, and that's enough for a Wildcat first down. Boy, big play, and they execute to a T.
McKinley only rushed 3 people. The tight end released downfield, hooked up in an open zone. They were in zone coverage, and he found the hole in the zone and hooked up and caught the pass for the first time.
It's about the 3rd time tonight, and we've seen Arth really fire a BB into his wide receiver.
He can really throw it in there.
The Wildcats pick up a big first down, and now it's Murphy plunging down to the Bulldog 12. Again, he just seems to lean and lumber his way through the traffic, and he picks up about 5 yards.
Well, they're getting good yardage on that play because they're doubling the down tackle and turning out with the tight end on the defensive end, and they're leading the fullback on the Mike linebacker.
See, he was stopped there just inside the 15, and he just ricocheted and picked up 2 extra yards.
Like a bowling ball. He's not very tall. He's just hard to bring down because he's got a low center of gravity.
3rd quarter action. 7 minutes left. Wildcats 2nd and 4 from the McKinley 12. Again, it's Murphy. Stood up and taken down, and he may have lost a half a yard on the play.
No gainer that time.
Kevin Smith was helping out, but Antonio Hall and Mike Doss did the damage for the Bulldogs.
They've been running the ball to the tight end side. Decided to come to the split end side and see if we couldn't bounce it out, and he just couldn't do it. Pulling the guard and trapping it. Just real good defense right here. Doss up to fill in the off tackle hole. Help from his buddies.
Just took a quick peek out the window here, and we really have a nice crowd. 3rd down for the Wildcats and 5. Arth is in big trouble, and he goes down back at the 28-yard line.
Safety blitz, went man-to-man coverage and blitzed Mike Doss from his safety spot, and he didn't read it.
We've seen that on a few occasions tonight, but that time the Bulldogs got the job done. Here's a look.
Fullback missed him. Fullback had to pick it up, and he didn't pick it up.
And the Wildcats have taken a timeout. They have a 4th down and long upcoming. We'll take a break from Dick Stadium. McKinley up by 10.
Hi, this is John Remlinger of Remlinger Olds Cadillac with some exciting news. We're proud to announce our 2nd great location, now opened in Canton, formerly Claiborne-Olds Cadillac. For years, our customers have enjoyed the Remlinger way of doing business. Service that's prompt and exact, a selection that offers options, and a sales team that's informed but not overbearing. We're 2 great locations with one simple goal, making your car buying experience as pleasant as possible. Your next car starts with Remlinger.
Sam Berkman, Ed Glass, and coach, the Wildcats are going to go for 3. This is going to be a 42-yard field goal attempt. Plenty of leg. It is up, and it is off to the left and no good.
Hooked it.
Matt Fordyce had the distance, but he shoved it to the left, and the Bulldogs turned the Wildcats away. And that is a huge defensive stand for McKinley. Every game has a big play, and we'll be picking the game's Camelot Music Big Play of the game at the end of tonight's telecast. Camelot Music, nobody knows your music better. Now, Coach, the Bulldogs able to turn the Wildcats away after a nifty drive.
Did you say they dodged a bullet?
I think they dodged the bullet, all right.
I think so.
McKinley leads it by 10, and now they go to work with 5:50 in the third quarter. I believe this is the first time they've had the ball in the second half.
It is.
So the Wildcats chewed up a lot of time with that drive.
They got no points.
Doss to the 21.
Turns a 1-yard gain into what should have been a 3-yard loss. Had him in the backfield, squirmed his way around and got out over the line of scrimmage for a yard gain.
Tackled by Larry Vanderroel. Ball spotted at
Trying to run the ISO off to the left side. Doesn't get much out of it.
Mike Doss, 9 carries and only 25 yards. McDaniels to throw. Friedman almost made an outstanding catch at the 39, but was unable to bring it in, but the effort was there.
Great defense by Chandler, the safety on that side. Doss, or it wasn't Doss, Friedman rolled, running a corner route off of the waggle pass here, and the safety rolls over and shakes it loose.
Again, you got to like the call there by the offensive staff, because they're not sitting on this 10-point lead. And that's a pretty much, even though it's a little ways down the field, that's still a safe play to run to the boundary.
They cannot afford to become conservative. Ignatius has got too much firepower.
McDaniels out of a shotgun to Brosnahan. Can he turn it upfield? He cannot. He is taken down at the 20-yard line. So the Bulldogs, with their first possession here in the third quarter, hold on to the ball for exactly 1 minute.
I have to think that was not who they wanted to get the ball to. They just saw Ben saw the blitz coming and just turned and dumped it to his back out of the backfield, because he doesn't have much other choice. He's got to dump it off to his fullback, who really needed to go outside here instead of back into the teeth of the pursuit.
So the Ignatius defense really trying to send a message there. A quick 3-and-out for McKinley, and Humphrey to punt. No pressure. Humphreys gets it off, and the ball will hit one of the Wildcats, Vollison, and the Bulldogs have recovered at the St. Ignatius 46-yard line.
That should be
another huge break for McKinley.
McKinley's football, and another big break. They haven't signaled yet.
Oh, it's McKinley football, all right. We get a chance to see it here on replay. The ball took a bounce. It was going to take a big McKinley roll, and Vollison thought, well, I better pick it up. It bounced off of him, and Benison picked it up, as we see right here.
Oh, hits the ground, hits the turf right here as the receiver tries to get out of the way of it because he didn't judge it quite right. Goes to McKinley. Big turnaround, his field position.
And again, a chance for the Bulldogs to go up top and put some more on the board. McDaniels gives it to Doss, and he picks up pretty good yardage inside the 40 to the Wildcats 39.
Well, they were unbalanced that time to the field, to the left, and they ran to the short side of the formation. Doss took it out around the corner. When they go unbalanced like that, the defense has to make an adjustment, and if possible, sometimes they leave themselves short people on the 2-man blocking side.
I'm going to give Doss 6 on that carry. And we've got a stoppage in play here for a brief second. Officials have stopped the clock. Mike Doss, 10 carries, and he has gained a tough 31 yards.
In these big games, I'll tell you, it's tough to run the football. I don't care what you say. You've got to be physically superior to the other football team to run the ball. And I don't see that happen.
No. And when you get this deep in the playoffs, especially against either one of these teams.
No passing game, and you generally...
McDaniels on a double fake. He will run. Ben close to the 35. And they will mark him out there. That will be close for a McKinley first down. Ben McDaniels, almost a naked bootleg, it looked like. And
well, I think
be
it was
just short.
Broken play. I think it's a broken play. He tries to fake the handoff here. He rolls back this way. He has no receivers on this side of the football field. And at that point, he has to run it. So
but
whether he went the wrong way or receivers went the wrong way, something happened. It was a broken play.
He was able to get the first down. So McDaniels did a nice job of improvising to pick up the necessary yardage. And the Bulldogs now at 3:46 in the third and a 10-point lead are looking to put more on the board. And against this Wildcats team, that is not a bad idea.
Unbalanced again to the field.
Pups will go from an I formation. That is Doss. Down to the Wildcats' 25-yard line. Just short of a first down.
Again, you have to make adjustments to an unbalanced line, and sometimes you leave a hole. Sometimes there's a problem there, and at this point he cuts the ISO back, and the outside linebacker is responsible to fill that and couldn't get there in time.
Second down and 1.
And they're going to come up in unbalanced left again with a slot to the field.
Second down and short yardage for McKinley. Last time in the spot, they went deep. This time they keep it on the ground, and Mike Doss picks up the first down.
And I would stay there with that running game when it's percolating like that. I don't think I would go deep on that.
Yeah, Doss he's turned it up a bit here again, just like he did last week. CCI and Ameritech Centrex have teamed up with 1480 WHBC to choose a player of the game from each team. Ed and I will choose the CCI players of the game at the end of this telecast. The great folks at CCI and Ameritech Centrex will give each player a plaque and a letter of recognition, plus $100 will go to each school's athletic fund from CCI and Ameritech Centrex, the stars of communication. Pups knocking on the Wildcat door again. First down from the Ignatius 19. That is Quincy. Inside the 15 and down to the 13.
Quincy giving him those fresh legs at that tailback spot. Doss took himself out, said he was tired. Put Quincy in. They don't lose much. They lose some size, but they don't lose much as far as speed goes. Stretch play. Everybody leaning left. Everybody trying to hook their man. Quincy finds a crease. Brosnahan jumps up in there and blocks the outside guy. Good yardage.
He picked up 7. It is now 2nd and 3 as Andre Hooks comes in motion. Again, it is Quincy, and this time Marcus gets down close to the 11.
Now they were unbalanced right that time with a flanker to the left, and they tried to bring him in motion, that flanker, back to that two-man blocking side and then run in there. And the flanker really drew Ignatius's defense over there. They're probably better off to stay in their slot to the field.
Ball spotted at the 11-yard line.
Quincy comes to the sidelines after a couple of nifty runs.
Third down and 2.
And the money man is back in there, number 27.
And here they come with unbalance to the field.
A minute 25 in the third, and the Bulldogs with a big third down and 2 from the Wildcat 11. The give to Doss.
First down.
That is good for a first down. McKinley down to the Ignatius 7-yard line.
They ran to that left side, that two-man blocking side again, but this time they had the flanker over in a slot position on the right, and they didn't draw that defense over there. Ran the same play. Doss popped it for a first down.
Ball spotted at the 7-yard line. 4-yard gain on the play.
And you get the feeling that there may be a sense of urgency now for this McKinley squad to really push this one into the end zone. They can really feel the momentum building.
This is a big time right here. Big score if they can get it.
Bulldogs trying to add to a 10-point lead. First and goal from the 7. That is Michael Doss into the end zone for the Bulldog touchdown. He is something special.
They've been trying to run it off. Tackle to the left. That time they ran the ISO right up the pipe. He cut it back right up the pipe.
McKinley 30, St. Ignatius 14. And that was one of the better drives we have seen.
The running game, you know, they have not been able to develop a running game, and now all of a sudden they did. They had field position. They started running the football. And at that point, their running game looks as good or better than Ignatius's.
Armitage to try to make it 31. Plenty of leg, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. The Bulldogs have seized the momentum here in the third quarter of play and just may be threatening to blow Ignatius out. 50 seconds left in the third. McKinley by 17. We'll take a break.
So, you're buying CDs as a gift for your girlfriend. Now, did she say Black Crows, Counting Crows, or Sheryl Crow? New wave, new age, new kids on the block.
OMD, REM, Ecstasy, White Zombie, Great White, Berry Manilow, Skilo, Live Verge, Double Live, Unplugged, Best of, Box Set, Beastie Boys, Tricky Boys, The Men.
And you think they're gonna help you at a store that sells microwaves? If you need help, Camelot Music has the experts. Camelot Music. No one knows music better.
We are back at Dick Stadium on the campus of Kent State University. And there's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. McKinley 31, St. Ignatius 14. Good look at Mike Doss, who just scored a touchdown for the Pups. 58 yards tonight for the senior on 14 carries. Sam Berkwin, Ed Glass with you. And we'll be heading downstairs to talk with Dan Belford. Taken at the 2. And out to the 27-yard line, the return made by Liam Stahl. Let's go down to the sidelines and check in with Dan Belford. Daniel, what do you have?
Thanks, Sam. Quickly, when the coaches come out with the kids here for the second half, 2 things. Be opportunistic on turnovers, which they did on that drive, and eat some clock. Not playing it safe, but keeping the ball out of Ignatius's hands. They know they're going to go to the air, and also they're concerned this drive, working that tight end in and looking more to Volleson as a setup. Back up to you.
Thanks, Dan. 44 seconds left in the third. Wildcats first and 10 from their 28-yard line. And they are down by 17. Not a time to panic, but nevertheless, Garrett Bush chasing after Arth, who lets it fly, and it is caught. What a great catch at the 50-yard line. And Pete Cook was able to haul it in, and credit Arth with great scrambling with Garrett Bush breathing right down his neck.
He bought some time is what he was doing, trying to get out of there and buy some time. He had enough time to turn his shoulders and square him with the line of scrimmage and get something on the throw. And it's a good catch, good throw.
Just shy of the 50-yard line. You know, when Garrett Bush is chasing you, that will make you a faster quarterback.
I'd get real fast, real fast.
And again, Arth is back into the shotgun. We will see the ball in the air a ton the last quarter of this ball game. First and 10, Wildcats. Pass complete to Cook. Down to the McKinley 29. And just like that, the Wildcats are deep in McKinley territory. Cook on a completed pass from the quarterback, Tom Arth.
They ran a motion man across the field, and they ran what amounts to a flood cut. They flared the back out of the backfield, curled the split end over inside, and ran the motion man down the sideline. So you end up with 3 receivers on one side of the field. Arth found the open man. As long as McKinley stays in zone, they will continue to do those things.
And the Wildcats are going deeper into their offensive playbook. You can just see that. 3 quarters in the book. It's a 17-point margin. We tell you that so you don't go away in the fourth quarter. 31-14 McKinley. We'll be back right after we take these
points on turnover.
Daddy, start the slide. Dario. Ski trip.
Then came the bills. Fortunately, this family refinanced their house through Premier Mortgage of Ohio and paid off high-interest credit cards. They even got cash back and reduced their monthly payments. Premier Mortgage of Ohio can help homeowners, even those with less than perfect credit. Let Premier Mortgage help make your family's financial picture look better. Give us a call today. An equal housing lender.
Here's a radical thought. You buy something you want, you get something you need.
Thanks.
You use your Shell MasterCard from Chase, you earn free Shell gasoline.
Wow. Thanks.
No other credit card lets you earn more free gasoline. So next time you have to buy something, buy it with the Shell MasterCard. Your pocketbook will thank you, your car will thank you, you'll thank yourself. The Shell MasterCard from Chase, the easy way to earn unlimited free Shell gasoline.
Back for fourth quarter action. Sam Berkwin, Ed Glass from Dick Stadium. Murphy out in the flat, and he is taken out of bounds at the Bulldog 22. We are just underway in the fourth quarter. If you're just joining us, it's McKinley 31, St. Ignatius 14. Every game has a big catch, and we'll be picking tonight's catch of the day. Sponsored by Tim's Tavern at the end of this telecast. Tim's Tavern, always famous for fish. And we'll have a couple of catches to pick from when we announce that winner after tonight's game. And the Wildcats very quickly now are down to the McKinley 22. Second down and 3. Cook is your motion man. Arth again is in a shotgun and whistles and flags. The Bulldogs may have been offsides. We have not had that many penalties tonight. But that one is a 5-yard mark off against the Bulldogs. They have 2 for 10 yards. And the Wildcats have 3 for 15. So as far as the penalties are concerned, a pretty clean game on both sides. Look at the Bulldog coaching staff.
That's a first down.
They needed 3. They pick up 5 on the penalty. So that takes it down to the Bulldogs 17. First and 10 Wildcats. And again, a very wide formation. Cook again in motion. Arth looking in the end zone, and a great catch and a touchdown for the Wildcats. Mike Kelly.
There's a flag on the play.
I think they're going to get interference on Bennessy, so look for the touchdown to stand. Mike Kelly, a great grab in the end zone. And again, I think he was interfered with and still caught the ball. And that didn't take Ignatius long at all. Touchdown is good. That makes it 31-20. They went down the field in less than 2 minutes.
Just throwing a corner route down here. Yeah, we didn't see the interference, but at the same time it went for a score, so that point's moot. Doesn't mean anything.
4 dice for the point after touchdown. It is up and good. McKinley led it 31-14. In less than 2 minutes, the Wildcats have chopped it down to 10. Don't go away. We'll be back to Dick Stadium in just a moment.
Welcome to the new Downtown Ford, where we've grown for you. At Downtown Ford, you'll find our newly remodeled showroom, new body shop, new service and service waiting area, new service drive-thru and delivery station, and best of all, our new one-of-a-kind Quick Lube featuring Valvoline products. The Downtown Ford Quick Lube services all makes and models and lets you stay in your vehicle and watch as your oil and filter are changed and your fluids are checked, all within 10 minutes. It's all here at Downtown Ford, your Canton Ford dealership. Come on down to Downtown Ford.
And there's a look at our Downtown Ford scoreboard. 52 points already on the scoreboard between these two teams. And I can't say that I'm shocked. I thought we would see some points. And that we have. 31-21. Canton McKinley and the Bulldogs are set to receive the kickoff from Matt Fordyce. Again, the winner to take on Cincinnati St. Xavier or Upper Arlington next Saturday, Division I state championship at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium.
And as I understand it, St. X is way ahead at this point in the football game.
Short bouncing kick picked up by Lucius across the 25 and out to the 28-yard line. And that's where McKinley starts. First and 10, still a lot of ball game left. 11:42 in the fourth quarter.
Well, they need to take time off the clock, but at the same time, I don't think they can afford to go 3 and out. I think they've got to be more inventive than that. They've got to try to be as wide open as they can be. A conservative wide open, I guess. They don't want a turnover. I know that.
Last year, the shoe was on the other foot. It was the Bulldogs trying to come from behind. This year, it's the Wildcats. McKinley from their 28, first and 10. Quincy bottled up after a gain of 1.
Well, they stayed with the unbalanced set that time. They went unbalanced to the right with a slot. They ran what is a cut play. They start the tailback left, cut him back up over the middle. Ignatius is there. Picks up a yard.
Phil Smith defensively for the Wildcats. And he got some help from Brian Rauscher. Now the Ignatius fans calling for defense. McKinley 2nd and 8. And McDaniels has time. Now he fires. Tip. Almost intercepted at the McKinley 36-yard line. Chandler almost hauled it in off the deflection.
Well, he did haul it in, but he was out of bounds.
In a quick glance up at the clock here, there's still 10:57 to go in the game, and McDaniels had to run for his life at the end, and there's a couple of tips, and Chandler almost was able to keep it in bounds. This is a huge third down play, especially for the Bulldogs.
Well, they may have to take a time here. They're going to run out of clock.
Keep our eyes on the back judge and see if he focuses in on his watch.
Trouble getting to the line of scrimmage.
Pumps, trips, and Ben McDaniels is back in the shotgun. Bad snap. McDaniels is in trouble. Now he will run over the middle. Tip, incomplete at the 46.
And it looks like momentum has swung over to Ignatius at this point. They seem to be playing a little better, even though you can't dictate that just on 3 snaps. But at that point, they looked a little more aggressive.
And again, have the Bulldogs unable to run more than a minute off of the clock.
I don't know if that snap was so bad. It was knee high. But I think Ben was looking downfield at his receivers. Get used to that in the shotgun where you can pick it off without really looking at it.
See if Humphrey can use the wind at his back on this punt. Last time the snap was a bit high. This one is a good one. And Humphreys hits it. Should get a good bounce. Inside the 35. Inside the 25. Inside the 20. And the Bulldogs are coaxing it all the way down to the Wildcat 16.
Ball never really turned over. It was still pointed down, but it hit on its point. When it hit on its point, it kicked forward.
A 54-yard punt. And Humphrey got a lot of help from the roll. But they'll take it. 10:28 left in the game. The Bulldogs 31 and the Wildcats 21. And Iggy is up to the line, and they are ready to go. 1st and 10 Wildcats. Cook is in motion. Arth will drop back. Over the middle. Caught. That is Kelly, and that is an Ignatius first down to the 29-yard line. Now's a chance to tell you Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge is giving you a chance to win the Remlinger phrase that pays. You can win $25 off service work and a free lube and oil change for the folks at Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge. Take a look at your screen right now. There it is, the Remlinger phrase that pays. And listen Monday morning at WHBC at 8:15 when Tony and Pam ask you to call the studio and correctly identify the Remlinger Oldsmobile Cadillac Dodge phrase that pays. And the Wildcats are not wasting any time. We're coming up on the 10-minute mark in this game. Arth again on a draw. Good yardage. First down Ignatius. Arth takes it out to the Wildcat 41.
McKinley's played a 3-man line that time and brought one of the outside linebackers. And at that point, that leaves big holes for the draw play because they're only rushing 3 down linemen. They've got to become more aggressive a little earlier here. They cannot allow this to happen where the quarterback runs for 10, 15 yards down the football field.
Wildcats at one point were down 31-14. They've cut it to 10 and are on the move once more.
3 down linemen again.
Arth all day to throw the ball. Now he fires it down the right. Jason Holder tips it, and Chandler, or Cook rather, unable to make the catch down at the 29. But point well taken. With only 3 men rushing, he has just too much time to look downfield.
And they even brought a linebacker up the pipe, but they picked him up. And at that point, you know, I understand what they're trying to do is get people that can run in the game and cover. And that's nice, but at the same time, I think they've got to become a little more aggressive at times and get people up there and put pressure on the quarterback. as a changeup. They're trying to do that with the outside linebackers, but at this point they have not been successful. Three-man line again.
Wildcats again out of the shotgun on a 2nd and 10. Arth, and a great catch by Cook at the McKinley 45.
See, it's all zone coverage, and those guys, if he's got time to throw, those guys have enough experience. They're going to find the holes in that zone and catch the football. He drills this to the man coming across the middle. Makes the grab.
And just barely made control of that football before he hit the ground.
Man-to-man is scary, but I think you got to play it.
Coming up on the 9-minute mark in the ball game. St. Ignatius 1st and 10 for the McKinley 45. Arth again will keep to the 35. And taken down back at the 36-yard line as Benison made the stop, but Arth very shifty and very crafty.
Ball spotted at the McKinley 36-yard line. Pickup of 9 yards on the play, 2nd down and 1.
Clock continues to run. 8:30, 8:29. 2nd down and 1 for the Wildcats. Arth 10 carries and 64 yards, and has done that pretty much on his own scrambling ability. The Wildcats need one, and they will throw. Vollison with a great catch down at the McKinley 23-yard line. He is the man with the glue fingers, John Vollison.
Again, a really safe throw and out cut into the boundary against zone coverage, and you've got yourself a 1st down. Just turns, some 3-step drop in reality, and throw the ball.
At what point are we going to see McKinley come with a blitz package?
Well, I think at this point they're going to have to.
Evidently they may talk about it here as the Bulldogs have called for a timeout. 8:06 left in the game. Hold on to your seats. McKinley by 10. We're coming back to Dick Stadium in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Buzzy, the SARTA bus driver. Have you taken the SARTA challenge? Want to avoid traffic and parking hassles? Take a SARTA route to any mall or major shopping area you wish. Planning a vacation or work trip? Try the new Akron-Canton Airport service. Depend on SARTA for a ride to work, entertainment, school, or a medical appointment. SARTA, the safe, easy, economical way to travel. Give us a buzz or give us a wave. Either way, we'll go a long way together.
Sam Berkwood had glass back at Dick Stadium. State semifinals in Division I, and another dandy between the Wildcats and the Bulldogs. 8:06 left to go. McKinley, and I mean they are hanging on to a 10-point lead right now. St. Ignatius has a 1st and 10. The Bulldog 22, and again, at some point on this Ignatius drive, will we see the Bulldogs come with a blitz package or send somebody up the middle or around the ends, because Arth has had just too much time to throw. And he is back in that customary shotgun formation. I think he feels more at home in the shotgun than he does under center. Murphy out of the backfield with room. And he is down inside the McKinley 10. That is another Wildcat 1st down.
34, David Murphy. Tackled by Mike Dennison.
Just hitting the flare out of the backfield. And in zone coverage, they didn't have anybody on him.
7:59 to go in the game. The Wildcats are on the prowl. 1st and goal for the McKinley 10. And now, for the first time in a long time, Arth is under center. Blitz is coming. Arth is down at the 20-yard line. And there we see it. Jason Holder coming around the end, and he made a big play.
They were in man that time, and they brought the strong safety, Jason Holder, off the corner. And luckily, it was a play-action pass. They're going to fake the tailback and roll back. And the quarterback has his back to him and doesn't see him until too late.
That that may prove to be a very big play when all is said and done. That sort of puts a crack in the Ignatius momentum for the time being. Kelly will go left, Vollison right, and Cook is in a slot. And now has become 2nd and goal from the 20 for the Wildcats. Arth rolling away from the pressure. And now he is in trouble and down at the 25. Quincy made the play.
And I think he fumbled. They recovered. Ignatius recovered. Bringing Quincy from the bottom of your screen. The tackle picks him up. He has to get around the tackle. Arth's trying to take his time here. He gets a little pressure right there from Antonio Hall. And Quincy makes the hit. Now he was down.
So they have gone from a 1st and goal from the 10 to a 3rd and goal from the 24. Fans again come to their feet. Arth steps up, fires a BB. It is incomplete. Incompleted pass. Cook tried to scrape it off the turf inside the 10, but could not do so. So that will bring up a 4th and goal from the 24.
Zone again, and they ran a curl with the slot right over the middle.
At this right here.
He hooked it up right over the middle. Boys, he throw that thing in there. Boom, and it's definitely incomplete. It's on the ground between his legs.
Another great shot by the folks with image video.
Good call by the official.
Wildcats will elect to go for a field goal. Fordyce. This will be a 41-yard attempt. Hash to the left. Spot. Kick is up, and it is good. Fordyce, a pressure kick from 41 yards, and that is a big 3 points for the Wildcats.
It's down only a touchdown.
6:11 left to go. There's a look at our downtown Ford scoreboard, and the Bulldogs on top by 7, 31-24. The tension is mounting here at Dick Stadium. So many times these teams have put on great shows on the high school football field, and they're both stepping up and trying to outdo one another again tonight. Week 7 of the regular season, it was the Wildcats that won, 31-21. Last year, McKinley won in the regular season and in the playoffs. And now the Wildcats are trying to come back and spoil the McKinley party and a possible Bulldog return to the state championship in Division I. And we still have over 6 minutes left in the game. And now very important, Ed Glass, that the Bulldog defense chew some clock up on this ensuing drive.
Yeah, offensively, they've got to pick up some first downs. They just cannot. You know, the ideal thing would be to go down and at least kick a field goal. You've got to get some points on the board.
That was a huge field goal by the Wildcats. Fordyce puts his foot into it. Doss from the goal line. And Doss takes it out to the McKinley 30. And that's where the Bulldogs will start, 1st and 10.
Did you see him get into that crease and then hit that little burner there? And boom, he was up through it.
And here's a look at what Ed Glass was talking about right here.
He gets up in the crease right here, and all of a sudden, zoom, up through the people, almost popping out the other side.
6:05 left in the game. McKinley by 7. And the Pups 1st and 10 from their 30. And Doss is your tailback behind the senior Ben McDaniels. Boy, this game has been a lot of fun. Doss swerving out to the 39 and almost took it the distance. A gain of 9 for the Bulldogs senior. 2nd down and 1. Very important for them to pick up positive yardage on 1st down.
Yeah, they had success with this before. There were 2 tights, flanker, 2 flankers, and just running him out of the 1 back. And they've had success with that earlier on.
Chuck Chandler made the stop as Kerry Hodakovic looks on from the Bulldog sideline. You think his heart isn't pumping fast.
They're in it again. 2 tights, 2 flankers.
The Bulldogs need 1. And Doss shouldn't have got it, but he did. To the 45 on great effort by the tailback.
This formation kind of gives the ball, you know, the idea is let's give it to the money man, and he can win it or lose it, and he's going to make something happen. He's running a stretch and cutting it back, runs into the defensive tackle, bounces off, and makes big yardage. Not big yardage, but good enough yardage for the first down.
Big yardage on a play like that. From the 45, McKinley 1st and 10. And the clock is coming up on 5 minutes to go. McDaniels has got Friedman open. Incomplete at the 37.
Nice
Chuck
play
Chandler
call.
almost intercepted it.
Good play call, no matter what. They had to fake the sprint draw, fake the stretch play to the tailback, rather, and then roll back with a naked bootleg. He's got a corner route by the flanker and a tight end into the flat, throwing it on 1st down. And I think you have to do that.
If nothing else, you loosen up that defense just a little bit.
Now we're going to go to a 2-back backfield.
Doss your tailback, 2nd down and 10. Doss, maybe 2 on the play, and that will bring up a critical 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
Randy ISO into the short side, into the 2-man side. They were at a split end to the right, flanker to the left.
Doss on the night, 17 carries for 75 yards, and they have been tough yards. 4 minutes and 30 seconds. This is the biggest 3rd down play of the night, probably the season. McDaniels to throw.
Yep.
Doss is wide open. 1st down, Bulldogs to the Ignatius 37. What a call by the McKinley offense.
And that had to be called from the press box, because in that pass play, that's the waggle pass to the right. That Doss caught that earlier in the ball game, but it was only as a last thought type of thing. This was pre-planned. Fake to the tailback, who comes to the far flat over here. And a throwback to him. It's not a screen. It's just him alone over here. They didn't cover it. There's 3 times this ball game they've run that. Never covered the tailback away from the play.
And that is a huge 1st down for McKinley. From the Ignatius 37. It's Quincy. Trying to jitterbug his way and got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all. And we are under 4 minutes to go in the game. Timeout situation. Each team has 2.
Quincy likes to bounce up in there and then take it outside. The thing is, Ignatius's defense is just almost as quick as he is. I think it was in the repository I read where I think it was Steve Dorshuk was writing, said that Ignatius's defense always looked like a whole team full of power forwards. And I thought that was a great description. They're all tall, they can all run, they're all aggressive.
This drive started with just over 6 minutes to go. We're down to 3:25. 2nd down and 10. Again, it is Quincy, and he picks up 1 yard. And that is all. Again, the Wildcats defense stuffing the run, and Phil Smith, 6'2", 245, put Quincy to the turf, and that'll bring up 3rd down, and again, just under 10 yards to go for the 1st down. We keep our eyes on the clock because it is really starting to come into play now. We are under 3 minutes to go. The Bulldogs will go with trips right. Another big 3rd down play. McDaniels, it is caught. Friedman gives the Bulldogs a big 1st down.
Showed trips to the right, curled the wide out in. Ignatius ran a similar play just earlier on. You're throwing against zone coverage. A lot of times that curl route is wide open. Flared the back out of the backfield too to keep that linebacker from dropping back in that curl zone.
The Bulldogs keep the drive alive and continue to chew the clock. Down to 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Michael Doss. does a great job of staying in bounds, gets 8 yards, and takes it down to the St. Ignatius 17.
Well, obviously the coaching staff has told him, stay in bounds, try to eat up the clock.
Stay in bounds and keep both arms around that football.
That was a stretch play, and that time, instead of cutting it back sharply to his right, he found a crease up underneath the defensive end. Turning out by the tackle there. That's that unbalanced line working for him. Got more blockers one side, and they do the other. Now they're unbalanced right with the slot.
A minute 35 to go. The Pups need 2. Second down from the Wildcat 17. Little delay to Doss. He has got the McKinley first down. It's down to the Wildcat 11. And that just may do it.
Tailback counter action into the short side that time. A little different play than what they've been running.
And quite possibly for the second year in a row, McKinley is going to conquer St. Ignatius on their way to getting to the state championship in Division I.
First and 10 McKinley.
First and 10 Bulldogs. High formation. Again, they give it to Mike Doss. They just want to hold on to the ball now. Doss takes it down to the 11. Ignatius has to burn a timeout. They only have one left and only 55 seconds left to go in the game. And listen to this McKinley crowd.
McKinley got this running game going in the second half. Been the difference in the ball game. First half they relied on the passing game. The second half they came out and established a running game.
There's a good look at Mike Doss, who's had another monster game. Has a nice smile on his face. The Wildcats with one timeout left. And another great game between these two teams. It just, how many times have we seen Super Bowls and all the hype, and they never
happen.
Ever do they get to the point where it lives up to the billing. These two teams do it on a regular basis. And you got to credit both the coaching staffs, the systems they have in place, all the way down the line. And Kerry Hodakovic, boy, what do you do for an encore next year?
Well, next week.
The Bulldogs, 2nd and 9 from the Wildcat 11. High formation. McDaniels gives it to Doss. Doss is plowing close to the 6. Wildcats call the timeout with 48 seconds left.
I think if it was me, I would try to get Michael Doss another year of eligibility at the high school level.
Mike Doss headed to Ohio State next year on a full ride scholarship. Will play defense for John Cooper down at Ohio State. Well, I guess a time now for us to maybe think out our players of the game, our catch of the day, our big play of the game. So many heroes in a game like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, WHBC would like to have you tune in tonight's game when it replays at 11 p.m. on Warner Cable Channel
48 seconds left.
22. WHBC will also replace tonight's game tomorrow at 1 p.m. on those same channels. Also, ladies and gentlemen, just a reminder, for those of you parked west
Pups by 7.
we suggest that when you exit the stadium, you please turn right on.
McDaniels on the night. Pretty good numbers. 191 yards. Mike Doss, 21 carries and 94 yards. So again, it's been another 1-2 punch.
I might try to figure out how to keep Ben around for another year too.
Wildcats are out of timeouts. McKinley gonna throw. Almost a catch by Quincy at the goal line, but he couldn't hold on. Or was that Chad Anderson?
Chad Anderson.
That was Chad Anderson. How many times has Chad Anderson, the sophomore, made a big play in a big game?
This is a naked bootleg, and Ignatius was coming with all the troops. Had to throw it off balance.
You got to like the call. Armitage to set up for what be a 23-yard field goal. McDaniels to put it down. Snap, spot. Armitage's kick was partially blocked and no good.
That's the chance you run with a field goal at the end, because if they'd have blocked it and it stayed in play, somebody might have picked it up and ran for a score.
The Wildcats, with no timeouts, must go 93 yards in 39 seconds. That is not out of the realm of possibility. Here comes Tom Arth, the quarterback for the Wildcats. The senior, 6'4", 210 pounds. And Chuck Kyle and the staff hoping he has one more good drive in him. And the Bulldogs looks like they will just rush 3. They will need to work the sidelines, and they do. Kelly with the reception out to the 27. 35 seconds left on the clock.
They've got time.
Oh, they've got time, all right.
Rushing 3, dropping 8.
Not many teams in high school football can run a quick precision hurry-up offense like Cleveland St. Ignatius. And the Bulldog defense will have to hold on and earn this win. 2nd down and 2. And that ball is deflected by Garrett Bush.
They needed that.
And that'll stop the clock with 31 seconds. And here's a look at Garrett Bush.
He gets up the field, gets his arms in the air like he's been coached to do, and he got a piece of the ball.
So many times those big guys come lumbering in, and they don't remember to put their hands up. That time Bush did so and was able to deflect that pass by Tom Arth. 3rd down and 2, St. Ignatius. 31 seconds left to go in the game. Now they've got to start thinking about heaving it deep. Got to go sideline to Volleson to the 38, and it's still 28 seconds left. So they've gone from their own 7 out to the 38, and they've done it within, what, 12, 13, 14 seconds.
They could throw 3 more outcuts and then throw 1 in the end zone, or 2 in the end zone.
9 yards on the play.
Got to get up and crowd that outcut a little bit. Yeah, they're going to now.
Bulldog defense up a little bit tighter this time.
Still into the boundary. They aren't doing it.
Arth in a shotgun. Pressure is on. Now he will have to run. And he is able to get outside and get a 1st down. And stops the clock with 20 seconds. And he is all the way out to the 40. You know, he's faster than it looks.
Speed. Yeah, he outran Brosnahan. Brosnahan was out there waiting on him.
He had the
right
angle.
by him. Yeah.
Brosnahan had the angle, and Arth was able to juke and get outside and run for the border.
This is good pressure here by Eddie Williams. Yeah, and right here, Brosnahan has the break, and he just outruns him to the corner.
20 seconds left, and the Wildcats have another set of downs. They'll go from their 48. Arth. Volleson complete. Down to the McKinley. 44. 15 seconds left. Remember now, the Wildcats are out of timeouts, but they have masterfully gone down the field here with a series of out patterns and a scramble by Arth.
Well, this is going to be deeper now. 15 seconds. They've got
2nd down and 2.
I wouldn't be surprised to see them run something over them. Well, maybe not.
Now keep in mind, a 1st down will stop the clock to move the chains. They'll go for the McKinley 44. Arth to throw. It is caught by Kelly. That is a 1st down. The ball is loose at the 30-yard line. And now they're going to say that Kelly is down. 5 seconds left. Now they're going to stop the clock to move the chains, but they will have to really hurry to get this next play off.
Well, I thought he might go jump up and spike it, but he's not going to.
And the chain gang has still not gotten things in place. Just now they are getting them set.
what Jason Halter McKinley does, standing on the goal line.
Now there's a flag down back here at the 50-yard line. And nobody seems to know that that is even on the field. But there is a flag down at the 50. Officials are meeting on the far side in front of the Ignatius bench.
I think
Kerry Hodakovic looking on from the sidelines. He is puzzled.
I think maybe he wanted the clock time added onto the clock.
So here's going to be the call from our referee. Holding on St. Ignatius. And that was the penalty flag at the 50-yard line.
That's something, because when we were doing the play that time, you were doing the narration of the play. Somebody down here in the stand said, look at that holding going on. Evidently the official saw it.
That's a big call.
Yes.
That takes the ball.
Now it's going to take a miracle play.
That's going to take the football, I believe, back in St. Ignatius territory.
Well, if it was me, I'd run the receiver over the middle and hook him up at about 15 yards, throw the ball to him, let him lateral to somebody coming across the field, and let him run for the score. You aren't going to get anything to the perimeter or down the sidelines, I don't think, against this McKinley look with 3 rushers and 8 people dropping.
Chuck Kyle paces. Kerry Hodakovic paces. The ball is going to be marked all the way back to the St. Ignatius 46-yard line. And the Wildcats with 5 seconds left, and this will probably be the last play of the night. And if McKinley could hold on here, they are headed back to the state championship game again.
Officials still have not signaled the ball ready for play. He wants 4 more seconds on the clock, I believe.
So that'll put it to 9 seconds.
Yeah.
So the bad news is for Ignatius, they got the penalty, but they're going to put 10 seconds back on the clock.
Yep.
So 10 seconds. There's a good shot of it on the scoreboard. Wildcats second down at 12, but down in distance is not a factor. Now the clock goes back into motion.
Puts him in a 2-play situation, though, maybe.
Arth in a shotgun. This is going to be the last play.
Oh, he's got the arm for it.
Throwing it deep.
Caught it.
It is caught, but he is out of bounds and time has expired. Holy Toledo. The ball game is over. And the Bulldogs have hung on 31-24. What a bizarre finish to this game, and the Bulldogs are going back to the championship game in Division I.
53 yards on the pass completion. Final score, Canton McKinley 31.
What did he throw that ball? Did he throw?
How many spot breaks left, guys?
60 yards in the air.
Ed Glass, let's take a look at the final play of the game and just how close it was.
I believe Doss knocked him out of bounds.
There's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. And the Bulldogs win it by 7. And here is a look at the last play.
He threw it almost 60 yards.
Should I try to just get the coach before we go to break?
Doss knocked him out.
He did not get in.
Nope.
If there was any question, he did not get in. And that is the end of the game. We are going to take a break. I think we all could use one. McKinley wins it 31-24. Back with post-game activities from Dick Stadium in just a moment.
Community sponsors of tonight's game are Kempthorne Motors, proud to support the 1998 Canton McKinley Bulldogs. We salute the pups for another incredible season. The Four Winds Restaurant and Lounge, serving the Stark County community for over 45 years and home of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Luncheon Club. The Sports Stop, your headquarters for all McKinley apparel. The Sports Stop congratulates the McKinley Bulldogs on this year's accomplishments and wishes the team the best of luck in the 1998 playoffs.
Hi, John Blakeney for CCI, your Ameritech authorized distributor. Teamwork in football leads to touchdowns. The team of CCI and Ameritech can provide your business with high-tech features like call forwarding, deluxe call transfer, and conferencing, all on one cost-efficient Centrex line. For details on this communications touchdown, call CCI, your Ameritech authorized distributor in Canton at 497-7715 or in Akron at 896-3905.
You know, this store used to belong to my grandfather, and then to my dad, and one day it'll be mine. Now to our customers, this is their store. And you know, in a way, it really is. Sure, there's over 3,000 IGAs, which for us means more buying power, and for you, lower prices. But each IGA is owned locally, which means the money you spend here stays right here in this community. Because this is home for all of us, and we're pretty proud of it.
Quincy, 30, 40, 50, 20.
He's gone.
How about that? Taloni pitches this time to Brinkman. He'll cut back. Great cut. And he's to the 25. What a run! Breaks it open. Brinkman is going to score. Baker will take it. At about the 47. Breaks through. Baker, 30, 20, 10. How about that? There's a look at the downtown Ford scoreboard. McKinley 31-24. Let's go down to the field and Dan Belford and a crazy crew in the middle of Dick Stadium. Dan, you'll take it away.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Sam. As you can see, Coach Adakovic with his troops. Thank God I have 80-20 HMO. I'm scrambling for my life here. We'll get to the coach as soon as we can get through the mass of people.
We bought the ticket. Now we're at the dance, baby.
Hey, Coach. Here we go again. Coach Adakovic with us. I don't know where to start. The emotions run rampant in a game like this. It comes down to 12 inches to the end zone with the last tick on the clock.
I don't even know what happened over there. I didn't even see it. What happened?
He caught it, went out of bounds at about the 1 foot line.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that close.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Your thoughts on the game tonight? You come in, you knew you had to put points on the board, and you came out and you executed.
Yeah, I thought our offense was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding job offensively. Thank God. Thank God. We knew they were a very, very good football team. They're probably the most explosive offensive team we've seen all year. They got a good running game and a good pass game. We shut their running game down, but we didn't do a very good job against their pass, but we just came back. And with these kind of games, you got two great football teams. Usually it ends up like that, and I'm just glad we're on the top. It's a credit to our guys, and again, you know, like I always told everybody, we took care of the transportation. We had a little stumbling block there. We got to the door, we bought the ticket, now we're at the dance, and we're taking the prize. We're taking the prize. Go Dogs for Canton.
You go in against St. Ignatius, you know they're a team that don't make a lot of mistakes. When they did, you guys were opportunistic tonight.
Yes, yeah. I thought, you know, everything we've talked about in the last couple of weeks is being opportunistic, taking advantage of what they've been doing. I told you, and execution. And that's what we did. We executed. We executed. We had a big interception there. What was that, the second half, I thought? Yeah. And we moved in the field goal range. I thought Phil Armitage did a great job. He's sicker than a dog, and he still came out and did a great job. We had that one block, but you know, what else would have happened in a game like this, you know?
Yeah. Hey, it's a special bunch of kids. It's a special coaching staff. You're going to the big dance. I mean, obviously elated. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes.
Down to radio.
Thanks. And we'll be there.
All right. I know you will. No transportation problems next week, folks. Sam, Coach, back up to you.
All right, Dan Belford, thank you very much. Outstanding job, and the Bulldogs win it tonight here by the score of 31-24. Now we've got some business to take care of here. First of all, we will look at our Tim's Tavern catch of the day. Always a great catch of the day, but tonight's big catch, here it is.
Obviously, it's the catch by McCready's on the tip ball. There's no amount of momentum. You know, Ignatius had 3 turnovers. And McKinley wound up with 17 points. Then you add in the off the turnovers, then you add in the tip pass, and opportunistic is the word.
Your friends at Tim's Tavern congratulate Lucas Bacredes of Canton McKinley on his catch and will award him dinner for 4 at Tim's Tavern for his exceptional effort. Also, time to announce tonight's Camelot Music big play of the game. And this play came the last 5 seconds. And here's a look.
Well, there wasn't any bigger plays than this one. I mean, if they score here, it goes to overtime. If they kick the point, obviously they're probably going to kick the point. He throws the ball a good 60 yards in the air with all kinds of air under it. What an arm. At that point, it's a jump ball. It's up for grabs. Ignatius's Kelly, I believe it is, makes the hit, and there's Michael Doss pushing him out of bounds on the 1-foot line.
And finally, we'll take a look at our CCI Ameritrix-Centrix player of the game. First of all, that's tonight's big play from Camelot Music. Nobody knows your music better. Mike Doss for president. Not a bad idea.
It's been the Mike Doss show.
Now tonight's CCI and Ameritrix-Centrix player of the game. First of all, we will go with the McKinley side, I believe, here. And who else? Michael Doss.
Yeah, Michael Doss is odds-on choice there. I mean, he played both ways, and the running game, of course, was his big addition in the second half. He ends up with 94 yards and 21 carries, but at the same time, they were key 94 yards.
So Mike Doss, the player of the game for McKinley. And for Cleveland St. Ignatius, you got to go with their outstanding senior quarterback, Tom Arndt.
Yeah, he's the guy. He passed for I don't have that, but anyhow, at that point, he's the key factor in everything that they did, and he ran a quarterback draw and threw the football, and he was the key guy.
Arndt way over 150 yards tonight in the air. CCI and Ameritrix-Centrix struggling to support the high ideals and accomplishments of interscholastic sports programs in our area. The good folks at CCI and Ameritrix-Centrix will give each school a $100 donation to their athletic fund. The Stars of Communication recognize the stars of tonight's game. Congratulations to McKinley's Mike Doss and Cleveland St. Ignatius quarterback Tom Arndt. That's going to wrap it up tonight here from Dick Stadium in Kent. Final score, the Bulldogs 31 and St. Ignatius 24. McKinley headed back to the state championship in Division I. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the folks at Downtown Ford. For price, service, and selection, come on down to Downtown Ford. Tonight's game also brought to you by Camelot Music. No one knows your music better. Campbell Oil and your local Stark County Shell dealers. Tonight's game also brought to you by SARTA. SARTA will go a long way together. By CCI and Ameritrix-Centrix, your telecommunications teammates. By the Premier Mortgage Company. Tonight's McKinley St. Ignatius game also brought to you by Remlinger, Oldsmobile, Cadillac, Dodge. And by the folks at Tim's Tavern. Whale of a game at Dick Stadium. Great crowd on hand. The Bulldogs win it 31-24. Thanks to Ed Glass for the color work tonight. Vic Stepp and Dan Belfer on the sidelines. They're looking at the folks who made this telecast possible tonight. We are glad that you could join us. Hopefully, we will see you next week for Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. McKinley wins it. This is Sam Berkman saying so long from Kent State University.